everybody. Good evening. Hope everyone is good. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Please like, share, and subscribe as you come in. Welcome to another episode of Recap Central. I'm actually going to drop the link early if anyone wants to come up early so that we can finish in 60 to 90 minutes. There's not that much to talk about anyway. Welcome. Today I'll be talking about Elena. That's the lady who lost her life, unfortunately, to a BBL. Tragic story, to a BBL procedure. Her name is Elena Jessica. That's her name. But just before I do that, I'm going to play the Daniel Etimefyong video. And to be honest, I didn't really want to talk about them, and I'm going to keep it very short and simple. Um, the reason why I didn't really feel like I want to talk about them is because I feel like we've spoken about them a couple of times. I've spoken about them, I think, twice, and I'm always wary of like stuff like that, so that I don't find myself um piling like dog piling on someone. When you talk about something over and over again, it can be a bit funny. So that's kind of why I wanted to avoid the topic. But I think it's very interesting what he says in the video. Funny enough, I had seen the video a couple of times, but I've been avoiding him and the shenanigans really. So I didn't even listen to the video properly. So initially, I was thinking to myself, you know what? I'm not mad at what he said because, in a sense, I don't think that love is enough in a relationship. I think that there has to be partnership. I think that if both of you are ambitious as well, there has to be some sort of working relationship as well where, marriage is concerned. It can't just be love every time. But yeah, but apparently there's something funny that he said that I didn't hear to begin with. I'm going to welcome everybody. Good evening, sis Zainab. Long time. Hope you're well. Sis Sue, my fave. Welcome, sis. Hope you're well. Hi, Faith. Welcome. Thanks for coming, sis. Anyway, so we're going to play Daniel's video.
What I have with my wife is a partnership, right? So we decide that we're going to build this family, we're going to build, so it's a working relationship, so it's like a business, it's an enterprise, it's a
That's founded on love.
yes, exactly, right? I might love you as my guy, right? But I'm not, and I might have a partnership with you that's different from the partnership I'm building. It's a different kind of setup.
Totally.
It's a different kind of structure.
For sure.
And that's it. However, do I get attracted to people? Yes. I can get attracted to someone and not necessarily be in love with the person. There's being in love with someone and there's loving someone, right? All these
There's lusting after, there's a lot of things.
Yeah. So there are lots of what's the word now? Lots of different parts, lots of different expressions of love.
Let's watch the video again so that I can be sure that I heard what I heard.
Is a partnership, right? So we decide that we're going to build this family, we're going to build, so it's a working relationship, so it's like a business, it's an enterprise, it's a
That's founded on love.
yes, exactly, right? I might love you as my guy, right? But I'm not, and I might have a partnership with you that's different from the partnership I'm building. It's a different kind of setup.
Totally.
It's a different kind of structure.
For sure.
And that's it. However, do I get attracted to people? Yes. I can get attracted to someone and not necessarily be in love with the person. There's being in love with someone and there's loving someone, right? All these
There's lusting after, there's a lot of things.
Yeah. So there are lots of what's the word now? Lots of different parts, lots of different expressions of love.
no be good news be that. Does anybody know that meme? That interviewer, is it not Somto that is that guy? Anyway, that's by the way. Guys, let me just okay. So here's the thing. I don't know what will be happening that would make an interviewer ask a married man that question. And I don't know what will make a married man. I don't even know what we don't know what the question was because we didn't watch the full thing. None of us watched the full. Oh, is SODK. He does the yeah, okay. That was one of my friends, Somto, who is also in entertainment, okay, and an actor. But anyway, so I don't know what the context would be that we'll start talking about attraction as a married man. Very unnecessary, but to be very honest, I did not do my due diligence to go check out the full episode to see what the question was. And as usual, a lot of blogs did not. So maybe there's more context, and it's always good as someone who does any sort of recap or whatever to have the full context, and then you can now talk about it because it just gives you more information and then you don't misquote anybody and all of that. However, context or not, I don't know what would allow a married man say, do I get attracted to people? Now, earlier on Uncle Ben's earlier show, Uncle Patrick said something very important. He said, it's not everything that you say to your partner. Some things are very unnecessary to say out loud, in my opinion. Let's be very honest, as human beings, we're not blind. I don't think there's any woman that marries a man and thinks that the man is blind and the man cannot see other women. But I think what is important is that regardless of what is going on the outside, people choose to be faithful, people choose their partners every day. We talk about this all the time where at the end of the day, there's always going to be someone better in quotes, right? Better than your partner. But the whole idea is that you choose your partner every day, you want to stay faithful, you want your marriage to work, all of that stuff. So I don't think there's anybody that is going to pretend or be oblivious to the fact that there's going to be other women, there's going to be other men. But I don't know what's the importance of saying it out loud that you get attracted to people, but you're not in love with them. And there's different expressions of love. I don't understand. I don't understand. And this is what we're saying where Daniel, it's almost like he makes a conscious effort to embarrass his wife, to put his wife out there for drags, to set his wife up for drags. There's no reason to be saying these kind of things. Can you think it? Absolutely. Repeating it, opening your mouth to talk about it. I don't really know what the benefits would be. That's the problem I have with Daniel, right? The other part of um partnership and business relationships, I don't disagree with him. I think is one of, it's an aspect of a relationship you should have with your wife, especially if both of you are trying to build an empire. In this situation as well, where they kind of sort of work in the same industry, then a partnership would work as well, where she's clearly a marketing PR, um exec. It works well, so of course that works. However, I also think that someone that cares about your feelings will be very careful about their delivery. In my own opinion, his delivery was also off, where he could say, again, I don't know if he said that before because I didn't watch the full episode, but it would have been nice for him to say, I love my wife. We have this kind of relationship. We have an amazing marriage. We have, and then the business aspect. But hearing this part of the podcast, it just sounds like all they have is a business relationship and there's no real love, no real, proper, the stuff that makes marriage. It just seemed like, oh, it's just that one thing. Meanwhile, it's meant to be multi-dimensional, really, if you're going to be honest, because we all know that love is not enough. Welcome, Sister Marriott. Again, no, Daniel is always saying something crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm actually fed up. Let me play one last time. Let's move on to the main topic, I beg.
Is what I have with my wife is a partnership, right? So we decide that we're going to build this family, we're going to build, so it's a working relationship, so it's like a business, it's an enterprise, it's a
That's founded on love.
yes, exactly, right? I might love you as my guy, right? But I'm not, and I might have a partnership with you that's different from the partnership I'm building. It's a
Of
different kind of
course.
setup.
Totally.
It's a
Yeah.
different kind of
Totally, for
structure.
sure.
And that's it. However, do I get attracted to people?
Oh, is the partner so
Yes. I can
unnecessary?
get attracted to someone and not necessarily be in love with the person.
You know, that first part would have actually like would have been okay, because we would have taken it, because it's like a partnership. That's fine. It's like a business. I don't like that, the choice of words there. It's like a business. No, partnership. Period. Right? I think, you know what, I'm beginning to believe. No, I'm beginning to believe that Daniel has a problem with articulating himself properly, or something. He chooses the wrong words, because there's no way somebody does this all the time. And I was saying, you know what, at the end of the day, when you're an artist, any sort of artist, right? um when you're a public figure, I do think that a very big part of your job is to stay in the news. Let's be honest. I have never spoken about Daniel so much until the maybe last year. So your job is to kind of be in the news. So maybe it makes sense. But you see that first part of partnership and stuff, it would have been okay. When he now said business, I'm just like, do you already know that your marriage is under scrutiny? Is under extreme scrutiny at the moment. Anything you say, even if it makes sense, nobody wants to hear, because it's coming from you. So what is the need of saying all of these things? Do you understand that business part? Imagine he said a couple other things about, other aspects of their marriage that they have, and then say it's also a business. We're planning for our future, we're planning for our future. That makes sense now, because before Encore, there has to be business aspects in a lot of marriages, especially if you guys are in the same industry, of which we know that they're in the same industry. So it makes sense that there's a bit of business in their marriage. In fact, they've spoken about it on their podcast before, where we already know she's a PR exec, marketing exec. So it only makes sense for her to do some work for her husband, and vice versa. Do you know what I mean? So if there's business in their marriage, is that a bad thing? No. It's just the way he says things, and then he omits some information that it would be nice if you want to put a point across and you want to land properly. Sometimes you might have to talk a little bit less or a little bit more. That's just the truth. Hi, Cece. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Zamaris is saying, not fed up. She loves it. I don't even know if she loves it or she doesn't know. And this is the problem with sometimes marriages, where you get into it, you're just stuck, you have children, and you just manage it. I hope that's not what is going on with her, but I hope. And when I was doing the research quickly for this show, I went on his TikTok and I saw a video where he posted, "I love this girl," and I thought, okay, cutie pie, I guess. Why is he telling us weird? Very unnecessary. The Marat also says maybe he's speaking his mind. Possibly, oh, possibly. Sissy saying at this point, all these comments he makes online, I believe is just content to gain traction, because he can't be this insensitive and stupid. That's why I'm saying it's actually, they are in the business of showbiz. They are in the business where, talking gets them, yeah. So it's important in a sense, I guess. She's also saying, I don't even know what film he's promoting or acting in, but every day they're talking about their shame of a marriage, giving us all this info unprovoked. Since you know what it is it's not just film. It's the podcast as well. They have the Is It Transparent? So they have the podcast as well. So I think they're also going for this social media couple kind of thing as well. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, their industry is not sustainable. So I think they're trying to do more that is dependent on just them, where they don't depend on other producers and directors. And I mean, even if he now is getting into direction and producing anyway, like production, and yeah, he's getting into that now. And apparently that's even his major. That's where he came from. He wasn't even originally an actor. It's just because this is, that was what fell on his laps. So I think that they're trying to create something for themselves. They're trying to do that whole podcast, relationship guys, and the kind of stuff they talk about. So I think that that's what's going on. I don't think it's about film anymore. It's about promoting themselves so that they, become one of those kind of those couples. Hi, Sister Bieber. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Zainab. I said hello to you earlier. Welcome. Isamara is also saying there are many couples who collaborate, e.g., Rank, Kugler, and Wife. They don't advertise that part. Isamara, what do you want me to say now? What do you want me to say? I'm really, really trying here. I'm trying to make it make sense. Welcome, Mama Five. Heading home from work, so I'm in the background. No problem. No problem. Exactly, Samaras. This is content. It is content. I can actually see what they're trying to do with their podcast. And quite frankly, I'm not even joking. I'm one of those people where I watch things from time to time. And I remember thinking the last time I was on this podcast, you guys on like on this channel, on this their YouTube channel, they were like 30,000. They are closer to 100,000 now, you know. So all of this talk is working. Is working, you know. So and again, that woman is in PR marketing, so she probably concerning some of these things because you know sometimes it's what it is. Anyway, please, I was talking about them. I was going to do 10 minutes. We're on 20 minutes now. Let's move on. Thank you very much, Daniel, for everything. We appreciate you. Okay, cool. So the main topic of the day is actually women do BBL for men. That's the main topic. This has been a discourse on socials, especially X. There's been a lot of arguments about why women do um BBL, get their body done. Sister Marriott, I was talking to my friend the other day about those that use their weddings to blow, right? To become content creators, to break out, right? I don't like it. You will see someone that has like 400 followers. I get the girls already post content. Like there's girls already post content. Marriage content can only like sometimes make you a bigger content creator. But imagine coming from like 400 followers and overdoing the content thing where you kind of want to use it to become a content creator. I don't like it. Next thing you're doing, sit down videos of how we met and stuff. If you were a content creator prior and you're bringing us into that new, you know, aspect of your life, I get it. I don't like it. But anyway, moving on. Maybe that's something I can talk about another time. But it's just me, obviously, and my own preferences. Who cares? Your wedding, do whatever you want. When BBL is being undone, I believe it is. Oh, you believe that they do BBL for men? Okay, cool. Let's get into it. So, there's been that whole discourse about women are doing BBL for men. Some people have been arguing, no, really, that's not the case. Women do these things for themselves. Blah 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 blah. Now I'm in between, and I'll let you know why. So the girl on the screen, well, the girl on the far right is Destiny Etiko. She has a very weird and obnoxious kind of BBL, in my opinion. It is too big. I don't know if anybody, I'm not even put her any other pictures of her up because that's not the point. It is huge in a way that is not nice looking. I don't know if anyone knows who Destiny Etiko is. She's like Nollywood, one of the Asaba Nollywood babes. It is ridiculous. But anyway, the other two pictures are of a girl called Elena Jessica, and she's a Nigerian socialite and influencer. And of course, she's become a trending topic because of the whole BBL culture, cosmetic surgeries, social pressure around body image, right? So she's a young Nigerian socialite and influencer, active on social media. She apparently underwent 4 surgeries. So this was her 4th surgery, right? Um so BBL, she did her 4th touch up around the BBL thing. We don't know the exact procedures, but around stomach liposuction BBL, she's done 4, right? And she went to a surgery place, a clinic called Synosia Aesthetic Plastic Surgery Hospital in Ikoyi, Lagos. Now, is it Synosia? I don't know for them. Let's call them Synosia. Personally, I've heard, it's not my first time hearing about this clinic. I heard about them a while back when somebody passed. I think it was like a beauty queen or something. I heard about them. I think it was like 2 years ago. It was even Tosin even said his friend also passed in that same clinic as well. So it's not the first time we're hearing about this Synosia place. So I don't get why people keep going back. So apparently she went there the fourth time, and I'll play content. I'll read what her friend and her sister reported. She had gone to the original place that she went to do the third one, apparently, or the previous ones that she did, and they told her that her skin or her body is too tight. I don't know what that means in BBL language. I'm guessing there's no space for more fats to enter. If I'm just this is based off of common sense. I don't know anything about medicine really. So they said her body was too tight, so there was no space. So they would not continue, and then she was fine. This girl decided to go to Synergia, and Synergia decided that there was space and they would do it. You guys, I saw the video. I couldn't finish the video. From her screams to the fact that you could see her burn, to the fact that you could see her flesh, to the way they were putting their hands into her flesh. Her body was torn from her bum all the way to her almost her calf. As in her body was torn open like cow. Hey, oh my god. This is why I didn't want to talk about this topic, because now I'm having flashbacks from that video that I watched. If you see the body, you could see, I'm not joking, there was a picture of someone's Uncle Kidola is here. Welcome, Uncle Kidola. I'll get to you in a sec, sir. There was a picture of people are saying no more. Is it like you? I saw it, so you must hear it. I saw it, so you must hear it. Sissy and Sister Marriott, you must hear it. It was a picture where they even had like her flesh, parts of her flesh in a nurse's hand, that be somebody's hand, her sister's hand, sorry. In her sister's hand, like pieces of her flesh, like you know when you cut meat. Hey, Chinekele. Hey, this is why I didn't want to do this thing. Let me read comments quickly. Sissy said, I laugh. I thought she says that it's her real body now. They always say that she only did lipo, of course, in her dreams. Let's not talk about the dead like that, Abi. Samario said they are undoing it now, and it's not because of men. Their influencers are leading the way. We'll get to that. Faith is saying I'm in between as well. Some women, especially those into OS business, that's Olosho, for those who don't know, business, may do BBL because of men, but some also do it to boost self-confidence. We'll get to that. His Amaris is saying the big yash was for men. I hope they have bidets. Another one, no. This is like, what? Samaris is like, no, Abby, please. No. You must hear. Torn, how? Yes, Sissy, you need to go and find. I don't know. Do you want me to send you the video? I can send it to you. I can find it. I don't even know. I tell you, mom of five, she's saying that video traumatized me. Where did the video come from? Synergia? It came from, I don't know, I think it came from the second hospital, which I will explain. They had to go to emergency care. It went to emergency care. So yeah. And you are a nurse. Help us beg Abby. We know once. You must want to. I'm all five. No, they must hear it since I saw it. So it was that bad. Her body was torn from her bum, right, all the way to almost her calf. It was that bad. Blood gushing out. The girl was screaming in pain. No, that video was bad though. That video was bad. Like it was like pieces of cow meat in her sister's hand. Anyway, let's move on. Sorry for traumatizing you all, but it was pretty bad. Pretty bad. I don't know where to. Obviously, I can't play the video here. That's a no-brainer. But yeah. So anyway, the report really is that Elena allegedly went to the second BBL surgery at Synergia Aesthetic Plastic Surgery in Ikoyi, right? And the procedure she wanted was liposuction and fat transfer to hips and bum and calves. Who does their calves? I don't understand. 2 days after the surgery, she began experiencing severe pain, swelling in the operating areas, high white blood cell counts, critically low blood levels requiring multiple blood transfusions, right? According to her sister's accounts, major medical issues included severe infection, possible excess fat injection disrupting blood flow. Remember, I said that the first hospital said there was no space. So now there was too much, fat that it wasn't easy for the blood to flow pretty much. And then that now meant that they had to have repeated emergency surgeries to remove the infected fat in her body. So doctors had to perform another surgery to remove fat and to drain the area. And then that obviously now ended up being even more infections. And then she ended up in ICU with open wounds while still battling infection. And even I'm not a doctor, and even my common sense tells me that more open wounds with infection means more infections. More infections. So yeah, you people are sure I could never watch that CC. I had to watch it for research purposes. Samaris is saying in Nigeria, where General Hospital will take you. Exactly. Even here, if you go to Turkey or wherever to get anything done, the NHS will not touch you. That's why, for me, I feel like if you don't have money to go to like Haley Street or something, forget about it. My opinion, no. My opinion. You cannot go to Harley Street. Don't worry about it. She didn't want to have skinny legs, I guess. But calves, how would her body be falling apart like this? This is so sad. In a country like Nigeria, you're playing with your life. Madness. Fat transfer in calves. I've never heard that one before. But what Ansioni is saying about skinny legs, it makes sense. Anyway, her family reported chaotic hospital transfers. She was moved to Lagos University Teaching Hospital, that's LUF, but no ICU bed was available. If you know anything about all those hospitals in Nigeria, that's how they never have beds. She reportedly spent 5 hours in an ambulance in severe pain waiting for admission. Later, she was taken to another hospital in Festac, where ICU treatment reportedly cost 1.5 million naira per day. 1.5 million naira per day. Another hospital demanded 6 million for surgery and ICU care to remove infected fats. Her family reportedly sold personal belongings to fund the treatment. Eventually, she passed away from complications. I'm going to go to Uncle Kidola to let me know what he thinks. Let us know what he thinks, and then I will read her sister's account and a few other stuff. Uncle Kidola.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, sir. What do you think?
When I think about this topic, what happened? It's not really a topic; it's a reality. You see, when this thing started bringing head up inside 2010, 2012, during that Jonathan government, first of all, they came with pad, as butt lift pad.
Yeah.
Butt lift pad. For butt lift pad, this Nollywood actress, they now take it to the next level by going to Dubai. How were they able to fund this thing? They were doing a shower there, whereby Arab men go to ship for their mouth.
Hey, well.
So I'm very raw, I'm honest. Sorry if I talk like this. You understand me?
Yes,
but
sir.
the truth has to be said. While all of them were going to Dubai, like if they're going on vacation there, they were opening their mouth for Arab men to shit on their mouth. Then they were using this money, all these Nollywood stars, all of them, don't accept, no. On some website, it's a classic. All of them are shower for Dubai. And plus when they carry, they go there, now that's where they pursue come on for Nigeria. That Mahi, if you check all of them befriend that guy, because that guy was having the connection to Dubai to do these things. Then they started doing these things. Then they started going back there, started buying cars. Other people started copyrighting them until it become like now you have it. Billionaires for Nigeria, now they carry them. They cannot be able to afford these things. All what you see they're doing now, a shower for inside Lagos for VI and Abuja by all these politicians are really very rich men. We just give them like 20 million, 40 million, just like that. I shower a big business.
Absolutely.
This thing there, now because they will not get health regulator, you understand me? Or regulation with the regulators don't. We allow all kind of DKR doctors. They have customers there, or they have to prove if they're really good in the business. So if they pack their bag and come to Nigeria and see a very big market, whereby all of them come to carry cash later for Nigeria. Somebody won't just be like when they in normal shape, before you know, you don't get wide. All of them, because you see the exercise gym there. They protested that they do exercise. You understand me?
Hmm.
Saying as squatting, that they squat, that they squat. So the fake life of Nigerians, is not too much. And this kind of people, this job, BBL not be small money. So they be big as shower. As this one, as they, I know they're sorry for them, because they're not sick. Because they're so sick. There are people who just won't change themselves so that they'll get big market, both home and abroad. You
Mm.
know, that's what you see now. There's no national regulator. Just the way they pack fake medicine coming to Nigeria, just the way they bring fake drinks into Nigeria, just the way everything is fake. This big thing, at least somebody died in a place, not once, twice, or a lot of time. People have been dying
Full of
in a
times.
in places inside a Ikoyi there. Why the federal government or Ministry of Health should not find out what is going on? Who asked you to do this? Who gave it permission to be, all these kind of things? But it's not there.
Mm.
So people will continue going down. The marketing of that thing is high. The gain of it is high because all of them want to do them. Out of the you see they get house for Chevron Estate, they get
Yeah.
house for VGC. Out of both they get G wagon. Materialistic thing. Why are these people not marrying? If also something that is very good, why are they not guy? Check their
Yeah.
profession. How they make it. Endorsement is not the latest thing anymore. Before it was, I have endorsement. The endorsement is gone now. You don't hear that in their mouth anymore.
Mm.
Now is total different job. Dubai don't they close their door. The home now Dubai don't do the flourish anymore. That to the ship for their mouth. Now the market now is in Nigeria. Politicians and big businessmen and some really, really, really top Yahoo boys. Don't be small Yahoo when they drive Versa and that Mercedes Benz GLO. We talk about really top ones when they even pull out Rolls Royce on those things. Now this market therefore call them, give them 10 million, 20 million, 5 million. This will not be chicks in the carry for 500,000. This is not top
Yeah.
chicks with the pay millions for
Mm.
just entertain themselves there. That's what you're saying. So I go like hear more with you they talk.
All right. Thank you so much, Onkidola. I appreciate you coming up to speak.
Hello? Right.
Okay. All right. Cool. 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 All right. So okay. Okay. That's fine now. Okay. So this is on the screen is what what's her name? Let's drop the link again. QC Jules, the blogger. Actually, let me see what comments we have first. Honey babe, welcome sis, welcome, welcome, welcome. She's saying they are using it to collect money from men. That one is definitely true. And then Samaris is saying no board certification, exactly. Fake life will cost you. Sissy is saying yes, squats. Mama Fa is saying I did behind Uncle Kidola today. There are some videos on YouTube about it. That's I'm guessing the potty, whatever, whatever. Dubai potty. Uncle Patrick is saying BBL is a major surgery. Your general health condition is a big factor before such surgery. Sisters, bury yourself brain. I was watching Mama Five's video, and as you know, Mama Five is a nurse, and she was saying that if you ever have to sign any consent forms for any major life surgery, and I think Mama Five also works in like surgery, particularly that she's a nurse, like surgical nurse or something. She was saying that if it's past, so these are major surgeries like hearts and stuff like that. And she was saying how if they give you past 3%, like the livelihood of being alive is more than 3%, is above 3% that you should run. except obviously it's life altering and you need it to stay alive. Then it is one of those ones, so it's a gamble anyway. Is that you die or you stay alive. But anything past 3% is a joke. Anyway, this on the screen is from Cutie Jules, and it says, "Yo, Indigo rejected this babe that her skin is too tight to add more. She said he was not going to, he said, that's the doctor at Indigo, said he wasn't going to perform any surgery because she did it the first time with him. Synergia accepted. Synergia no go accepts care. Synergia that accepted a 1 week post op. Of course, they accepted. Then it got infected badly, and Synergia abandoned her where she is or was. Wasn't even Synergia. It wasn't even Synergia, or that's a normal hospital that was trying to help the whole case. So I think they were making videos so in case anything happens, no one will hold them responsible. A doctor opened his mouth to tell you there was no space, and you still went to find death with your own hands. That's what that Cutie Joe's thing is saying. And then this is basically her sister's account. Her sister says, Sinojo, it shall never be well with you guys. The surgeon, especially, heartbreak emoji. A hospital is supposed to be a place that saves lives, not a place families live with grief. My sister went into Sinojo trusting them with her life. Today she is gone. And instead of accountability, all we are seeing are statements trying to protect an image. If they were so sure about the information they came out to say, why would they shut off their comment section? They turned off their comment section instead of facing people's questions. Actions speak louder than words. If they were so sure about the information they came out to say, why would they shut off their comment section? Again, why? Okay, she's beating herself. If nothing went wrong, then there should be no problem with transparency, investigation, and answering the questions people are asking. Silence and denial will never erase what families are going through. A sister deserved care, professionalism, and safety. Instead, we are left with pain, unanswered questions, and a lifetime of grief. The world deserves to know what happened, and until the truth comes out, we will keep speaking. No amount of PR statements will silence the voice of people who lost someone they love. My sister's life mattered, and her story will not be buried. That's what the sister said. I've kind of already summarized the rest of what the sister said anyway. About the what you call it, the infections and having to move to Louvre and then from Louvre to another hospital. And in fact, her sister came out to cry at some point that they can no longer afford it because it costs over 4.5 million naira. Now, here's my thing, right? Like Uncle Patrick said, it is an extremely dangerous procedure. I've said this before. One of my biggest fears in life is something happens to me, God forbid. And the reason they'll come and say is that, she go climb cliff for Egypt. I'm not joking. My biggest fear is for enjoyment. One holiday or one enjoyment trip I go and do. That's where I buy. Or, hey, waiting kill am. She go do BBL. As in things that you could avoid. That's my biggest fear. That I went to go and do. And that's why when I go on holiday, all these come and jump here, come and do this, parasailing. I see. I'm not going to lie. I have taken some risk because this life is one. We got one life, YOLO. But in recent times, if I was saying since my mom passed, there's a kind of things that I don't do. And I tell my friends, you want to do it, I can be your videographer for free. There's some things I do not do. Even the last time that I did open water, whatever, swam in the ocean was, I think, Maldives. I don't do those things. I said it's when it's my turn that time, one dangerous shark will say that's where they want to dwell that day. That's my biggest fear, to be hearing that, Abby is no longer with us because she went to Greece. So can you believe that this girl is Greece that she went to? Hey, everyone is hey, and a fine girl, oh, and a good girl, oh. Nigerians are very dramatic. That's my biggest fear in life. So, imagine you'll not be talking about you. Is BBL or is that's my biggest fear. So no. And then Sissy is saying, but they warned your sister if she is foolish. If she is foolish, a greedy doctor would take advantage. Exactly. Sorry to blame the dead boy. It was her insistence on having the surgery that unalived her. Of course. The man saying the situation lays bare so many issues on that country. Exactly. I don't do dangerous posts to you. Travel insurance doesn't even exactly. Travel insurance doesn't cover it though. And they would not be telling you to sign this, sign this. No, 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 no. I used to, but as I got older, I said, my father cannot even afford to lose somebody again. No, let me rest. Let me rest. Let me just be doing spa and small touristy things. Anything past that, don't parasailing. I'm not parasailing. I'm not even this. I've done in Marrakesh. I did what you call it, the hot air balloon. Tell me why in more recent times I've seen lots of hot air balloon accidents and crashes. I'm like, I didn't even know this was a thing. So I'm not doing it again. I don't care the view and the sunset and the sunrise I'm going to experience. I don't care. I experience that sunset from the ground or my feet. The end. Honey babe, welcome sis. I'll come to you in a sec, sis. Sorry. Anyway, so I want to talk about some issues that people talk about. So, of course, we have fat embolism as well. We have sepsis, which is a big thing. We have organ failure, and there's also blood loss. These are the things that people need to consider as risk, right? And of course, we know that there's social media beauty standards. There's influencer culture as well. There's celebrity body ideals as well, and then pressure of having a curvy body. So we're getting to the main part of the whole gist, really, which is, do women actually do BBL for men, right? Is it self-love or is it just body dysmorphia, right? Is it a case of, oh, you actually don't, is it self-love? Are you fixing things you don't like because you want to feel better, because you want to feel more confident? Or is it body dysmorphia? Are you investing in your body to get men, right? Or are you just following trends? You think that, oh, because this girl has a certain kind of body, she's more popular. So I want to follow this trend so I can also be popular. Is it, what are the reasons? So this is what we're going to explore. Honey babe, welcome, sis. Honey babe, are you there? You're
Hi,
mute.
sorry. Yeah, hello everyone. I don't even know why I even came up. What was the questions you wanted to ask me? How are you doing,
So
Abby?
I'm
Hello,
good, thank you,
Wilson.
sis. Welcome. So we're talking
Mm,
about, so my topic is women do BBL for men. This is the discourse around it. Do women do BBL for
yeah,
men? And I'm
yeah,
talking about, could it be self-love or is it body dysmorphia? Could it be some sort of pre-investment? Are you investing in yourself to get more money from men? Or are you also just following trends because you want to be this social media baddie and popular babe on socials? Why do women get
yeah.
BBL?
I think all can be true all at the same time. I think I really don't know what to say, but I think for me, I've always had this mindset that you have to, as an individual, and we're talking about women, as a woman, you have to be confident in yourself. I can't imagine you've a 20-year-old feeling that she has some type of self-hatred for herself. And I say that because for me, at 20, I'm trying to understand why you feel that you need to have surgery at 20, even though I'm personally very anti-surgery, because I've always had the mindset, and I know that Mama Fi can testify, any surgery, you are risking your life. When you are on that table having surgery, be very much aware that you are risking your life. And I know that when you do the consent forms, there is always that thing that any surgery, there is a potential where you can delete. So I always find it incredible that people are doing surgeries that are not really necessary, or for my personal opinion, because of vanity. I personally think that there has to be a certain type of mentality or mindset that you have, that at 20, that you personally believe that your body is, you don't like your body, for you to now decide you want to have surgery. And tell me if I'm wrong, she was 20. And I'm not trying to speak ill of the departed, but I do not understand why, of all the problems in the world, you personally believe that you need to have BBL. And from what I heard, and tell me if I'm wrong, this was not her first rodeo in having this type of surgery. What is wrong with walking? What is wrong with doing squats? What is wrong with doing all the conventional things that you should do? Because of people like Kim K and the Kardashians that have opened up this can of worms when it comes to cosmetic surgery and BBL. We have what we have now. And it's become a real kind of, real drama, a real issue in Nigeria where every Tom, Dick and Harry wants to do it. I think for me, it shows that we have a problem in our society where we don't love ourselves. Now, I know that there are certain situations where you need surgery. Maybe you are grossly obese. You have tried for many years to lose weight. And the ultimate, maybe the only way to do it is to have some type of cosmetic surgery. I do understand. But what are you doing at 20 that you feel the need to literally mutilate your body in order to be a certain image? I do not understand. And I think there is a question in our society, because with all this social media and all these filters and everything, there is a real thing that people are not comfortable in their own skin. And I think whether that's some type of body dysmorphia, I do not know, or some type of self-hate about yourself, I do not know. But I think it's something that we really need to tackle, because she's a very beautiful girl. But I'm trying to understand, at 18, 19, you decided that I want to change my body. What, at 18, 19, you should be thinking about other things, whether it's going to uni, whether it's thinking about what you want to do in life, what's your passion. And the only thing you can think about is that you want to mutilate your body and you want to be a baddie. That tells me that our society is messed up, because she's a reflection of most of our community, especially in Nigeria, that you have to go down the BBL route. And what people are not understanding, most of the people that pioneered BBL, they're taking it out. Kim K has taken out her BBL. Am I wrong, Abby?
No, they have, yeah.
A lot of people are taking it out because they've now realized the side effects and the issues they're having. So I don't understand why people haven't caught up to the fact that BBL, any surgery as far as I'm concerned, unless it's absolutely necessary, you are risking your life. So I think for me, the problem I have is that with our community is that we always follow trends. We don't think, we see someone with BBL and we want to follow the trend and don't really understand the repercussions of that. This is extreme surgery. I had a C-section, and it was an emergency C-section when I had my second child. And I'm not trying to, they're completely different surgeries. I get it. But I remember the shock of it and understanding that I had to have it done because I would have lost my child. And I remember I was given, very similar to what Mama Five said, I was given a percentage and I was told that it's a risk, blah, blah, blah. You know, obviously I still decided to go through the surgery because it had to be done. But I was absolutely terrified. And if it wasn't for the fact that I was potentially going to lose my child and possibly my life, I would not have gone through with it. So for someone to actively believe that I'm going to take a chance on my life because I feel a certain way about my body, I think we really need to discuss this, because I think that there are a lot of young girls that look up to this type of thing and think that is okay. I don't even know what else to say, honestly. It's a problem for me because, you know, all of us are never going to be perfect in our bodies. You know, all of us are born into our bodies, and regardless of whether you're thick-bodied, tiny, or whatever, that is the body that God gave you. And I think you have to get to a stage where you need to love yourself. And I think really there's a lot of self-hatred that us as Black women have, whether it's bleaching our skin, whether it's hating the natural hair that grows out of our head, and now it's the shape of our nyash. We really have serious problems. And I really think, I don't know where this is from. I really don't know where this is getting from. And I think we really need to understand that what God gave you is the best. And I understand that everyone's got issues with their bodies, but I think you have to get to a stage in life. And this is what happens when sometimes you are older. When you are older, I'm not saying this in a condescending way. When you are older, you learn to accept your body the way it is. I would hope so. And understand that in some ways your body will change as a woman, whether it's you are leper shandy when you was 19, 20, and then you have kids, you put on the weight, and then suddenly you've got, suddenly you're a lot heavier. That's the price that you pay. when it comes to being a woman. And you have to age with grace and understand the fact that this is what the body that God gave to you. I don't know if I'm making any sense, guys, but that's what I feel to say. I don't know what else to say. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, honey babe. Appreciate that,
No
sis.
problem.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is, let me read comments, and I'm going to bring a balance. We're going to talk about if it's for men, etc. Okay, so Mama Five is saying you have just one life. Don't play Russian roulette with it. So Mary saying surgery for Yash. I can't even wax for beauty. Her body is tea gang. Same ones with veneers. Too much trends. Too many things. That's why under 16s are getting banned from social media. Nigerians used to oppress me for being lekpa with no meat. Lafala waiting them they using I should do. Actually, in the grand scheme of things, what's K Michelle has taken hers off. Cardi B is about to do hers after her tour. It comes with a terrible odor. And Samara saying TikTok attacked a little girl for a natural hair bun. I'm sure by women with the same hair type. See, all these nonsense words as well they use like nappy and all sorts. One of I said, I used to be like Pashandio, but that changed. Hello, beautiful sisters. Welcome, Sister Vivi. Okay, so here's the thing. Let me talk about this whole gym talk and you can do this and that at the gym. The truth is, we said this before that sometimes I think it's just important to understand that it's never going to be perfect. You're never going to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. And the truth is, at this point, you're probably always going to dislike something. So how many things are you going to change? And that's why people talk about the fact that it can be addictive. Once you change your nose, you will think that you can change your lips. Once you change your lips, you will think that you can get higher cheekbones. Once you do that, you keep changing things because now it's possible. You have the money. Some of them don't have the money. Now, I was watching something about these whole statements about how BBL smells and all. And someone was explaining that a lot of these girls, and I can see how that's possible. You have, let's say, 5 million naira. 5 million naira is the exact price for the surgery. But the thing about BBLs is that you also need a lot of aftercare. You also need to have enough money or a flexible job that allows you to fully recover. That's just the truth. So imagine not having enough savings for you to actually sit put or do what you have to do. You don't have enough money for your aftercare. So for your aftercare, massages and stuff like that. So of course you're going to end up having issues. You maybe the kind of job that you do requires you to maybe be out and about. Now you're on your feet more than you should be after such a surgery. Even like your faha as well, you can't wear it maybe to certain places as well because again you can't afford to sit put. So I think these are the issues as well where you have to have more than enough money. You have to have money if you have to correct anything, and that's one of the issues. How many times have we seen girls on the internet? There was one as well from a couple years ago that also had an issue. How many times have we seen them come out on social media to beg for money, to solicit for funds because they don't have enough money to now correct something that has gone wrong? You can't say your surgery costs 6 million naira and you only have 6.2 million. What's going to happen to your massages? What's going to happen? And quite frankly, a lot of doctors will offer you 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 sessions of the massage, but you have to continue. I was listening to an aftercare nurse, someone who has an aftercare facility, with I think like somewhere in Turkey. She's a Nigerian lady, and she was saying how there's women that had BBLs done 5 years ago. They still do monthly lymphatic drainage massages. Like they still do it monthly. Obviously, now you don't have to do it as regularly. Some of them still wear their thahas, once a week, once every other week, because again, like anything else, you need to maintain this as well. You need to maintain it. There's lots of girls that I see on socials. They are doing all sorts of IVs and this and that on a very regular basis. Same thing with fillers. If you get fillers done, you need to maintain those as well. You can't get fillers done and just go about your life. So you have to think about the long-term costs of this thing when you're doing it. It's not a one-off. It is rarely ever a one-off, one of 5 million, one of whatever. You may have to do a few bits here and there if you actually want to, continue with the lifestyle. So even fake life is expensive. They tell us this all the time. Even fake life is expensive. So with the gym thing, I hear, and of course, I'm even aware I'm a black woman. When it comes to things like we have hip dips and all, a lot of those things are not, fixable at the gym. You can squat all the squats, you can lift all the lifts, you can do all the deadlifts, you can do everything. We know that things like hip dips are not things that you can fix at the gym. And that's why even now, which is something that I can kind of get behind, although again, I think is unnecessary, is even things like the temporary fillers with hyaluronic acid and stuff like that. You have girls that do that way. It's okay, they do that every now and again. But again, similar to what I said earlier, if you start something, it's going to be one thing or the other. You will now next thing you will not like this, you will not, so just do what you can, go to the gym, I don't know, accept yourself for who you are, what you look like, because there's always going to be something that you don't like. And then how many things are you going to change? Now, with the investment for men, I'm going to be very honest and say that I have friends that have done BBLs. I have friends that have had babies. I mean, like older friends that have had their 2, 3 children and are done. I have friends that are closer to my age, maybe 30, 31, 32, I have a friend who actually got her own surgery done at like 26.
Where they stay in Nigeria?
Yes, but most of my friends have some sort of affiliation with the UK, America, or Canada, in the
Yeah,
sense that they probably went to school here.
okay.
But I'm saying this to say that I have a particular friend that did hers. I think it was 26. And
Okay. Are they doing it for men? Did they do it because they want to get a guy? Because
this
men
is
don't
where
really.
I'm going about this thing, right? I know people affiliated. Maybe I know them just because we're social media friends, or they are some sort of celebrity or in the media world. I know a few people like this. I feel like it's for image, right? Now, when it comes to that image, because it's a very broad topic with image and being a celebrity, right? Sometimes we know of girls, for instance, that go on shows like Big Brother on all of these reality TV shows because they know that eyes will be on them, and then in turn, a lot of men will reach out to them. It's actually a thing. So when you talk about image, it's like, is it image because we have to be honest about that world as well? It's very visual, right? On Kidola, a lot of these directors and producers, they only cast certain kinds of people that look a certain way. It can help your career if you're in that world, right? And then it can also attract men and give you a softer life. However, this is my thing about BBLs, men versus women. In my own opinion, the girls that I have seen that have done BBLs to correct things like hip dips, to correct a few things here and there, it was never obvious it was a BBL. One, they never made their BBL their personalities. They still went about their lives wearing normal clothes. They did not start wearing Fashion Nova clothes that show up their curves or no. No. And that's why I think there's a difference, right? Where, hey, uncle, like your background is loud. I think that that's where there's a difference, where there's girls that get it done and they go about their lives and live very normal lives. They have their 9 to 5s. And there's others where all of a sudden now you're wearing certain clothes, you're doing a lot of modeling, a lot of, body poses on socials, right? So, see, saying, how does having a BBL correct hip dips? I beg, it does, because they fill out your hips as well. There's an influencer that came out recently. She didn't get bum done at all. She only did hips. So her bum is the same way because she's a gym girl. She's a gym girl. She's a gym what do you call it? Influencer. She's a fitness influencer. So she only filled her hip dips because that's what was bothering her. So there's people that's all they actually do. They don't touch their bum. They take, in fact, some of them don't have fat because they're so fit. They don't have fat in their stomach. They don't have fat in their arms. So they have to take fat from their inner thighs. That's how they do the hip dip correction. Because remember, with hip dips, some have it really bad, some have it just a little bit. So they have to take fat from their inner thighs to fill out their hip dips. So that's how they correct hip dips with fat. And then, of course, like I said, there's temporary ones like what you call it, like hyaluronic acid fillers, blah 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 blah. So you're saying hip dips has nothing to do with your ass? I think that's an excuse people. No, it's not ass. Sissy, it is fat. They fill out your hip, not ass. It's not ass. Because, for instance, if you go on the internet, those that do hip dips, they don't even wear fahas because you don't need to. They don't do compression with your stomach. So those that do BBL, that's how you know the difference. They can't even lie about it. You have to compress your stomach and all. But with the hip dips, whether it's hyaluronic acid or whatever, you don't have to do any compression. It is just filling out your hips for sure. It's definitely a thing. I'm 100% sure. I have a friend that has done it. I have people that have done the hyaluronic acid one. It just gives you that curve thing and you don't have the hips there. So it's 100% a thing, right?
What kind of profession are you, please, if I may ask?
Me, I'm in strategy in oil and gas.
Okay.
Yeah. Sister Marriott, welcome, sis. So
If
no,
if
it's 100% a thing.
if I
Yeah.
may if I
Hello,
may give my
everybody. Hi,
hi everybody,
Abby.
if I may give my second
Can you
my
guys hear
small
me?
something in this thing,
Yeah,
you
we can
see,
hear you. 1 second, sorry. Sis.
Oh, you can hear me?
yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you, Sister Mike.
Oh,
Can you hear
okay.
me?
Yeah, sorry. Okay. You know what? When you started this topic, I said I don't know. But when I searched my church mind, I have to be honest.
Mm,
These women are doing it for the attention of men. Let's be
mm,
for real, for real. Okay. I know they're doing it, you
I
know,
agree. I agree.
yeah, influencer has said, maybe Kim Kardashian or one of the, the rappers, Cardi B, has done it. And you're like, oh, what did she do? What did she get? Look at her bum. It looks so perfect. It looks so round. I want that. But ultimately, who do you want the attention from when you've done the bum? It's from men. They're doing it for male attention. And that's why kids need to not use the internet because their mind is not formed enough to decipher what's a good trend to hop on, what's a safe trend to hop on. When you use the internet from when you're so young and then that's all you've ever known. That's why you'd be a 20-year-old doing two BBL surgeries. So I would like to think that women are just doing it because, oh, I just want a perfect body. Like you said, hip dip. I want to correct my hip dip. But most women are not doing it to correct any hip dip. Like when people do fillers or whatever, oh, I just want to be confident. No, you want to look younger. Why do you want to look younger? Because you want other people to perceive you a certain way.
mm.
So whether they do it for men or they do it for themselves, I'm not even sure that's the main issue. The main issue is this is a path that could lead to you being gone like forever. Like you said, Abby, you don't want your story to be you left this earth, gone too soon, was doing yash. Like it sounds crazy.
Sorry.
Yeah, let it be that, gone too soon. I
Unfortunate
don't
event.
know,
Actual unfortunate
cancer,
event.
like an accident, something really terrible, tragic, not like you were pursuing vanity and then you lost your life at a young age. So I think that's my contribution. So I really do think that they do it for men. All the women that I know that have ever thought about doing surgery, yes, they were influenced by somebody, but it's so that they can catch a guy. Like all the ones in Nigeria with their round bum bum. Is this for women? No, they're trying to catch rapper, Yahoo boy, politician so that their money. Because in Nigeria, they mock you if you don't have bum bum. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are people who will say, look, all these things, right? It's just because it did start now. When I was with my friends, that was 1996, early 1996, right? I was sitting there that was overseas. I'm talking about in Europe now. Sorry, my children, they're just playing computer game. Then I start hearing, oh, my girlfriend is a model, right? My girlfriend is a model. Then I start looking at them like, huh? Because in Nigeria, we only talk about model, how you look like, you know? Oh, my girlfriend look like a model. Then and I ask, okay, if your girlfriend look like a model, what does that mean? She's very beautiful, man. Like, okay. Then I ask, how about the brain?
You said model.
Right? But nobody could answer me. Now, this so-called model looking coffee came in later from hip hop time and everything, then down to white people want to look like black people. The black people are naturally blessed with the thing. Our muscle fibers are not made to be touched even. Our the black people muscles tissues are they naturally thick, and because they're naturally thick, sometimes it gets difficult to heal. If you check people that do honorary appendix or hernia, it take a whole 6 months, a whole year before you can even overcome. You'll be tired, weak. I don't know how these guys could be able to survive some of these things. You know, hernia, you can even 6 months, you cannot even walk 3 kilometers. You get tired. Appendix, the same thing. You know, they're doing it for themselves. I told you before, it's for the men. No ordinary man, no. These are not just ordinary common guy on the street. They're doing it for rich men. Very, very rich men. These guys want to, brag about materialistic thing. Just like girls that bleach. If girl that bleach sitting inside your car with AC on, it smells different.
Sorry, I should have
Very, very bad. Sorry. No. What I'm saying is sorry. Because this girl was very, very beautiful. But I didn't know she was bleaching. She's sitting in front of my car. My sister was the one driving that car. I sit in the back. Because this is Lagos now. I can't really drive in Lagos. Then she was sitting in the front. The smell was bad. I prefer to have a natural, maybe sweat odor for somebody, that kind of heavy smelling odor coming from her. I'm like, man, in my mind, I would tell my baby star, why don't you dump this your friend somewhere? Please let me just go. I kind of like start bearing it. When she come to talk to me, brother, I'll like look at her like, you're beautiful, but why are you doing this? Bad odor. All these BBL girls, they all have what called high odor perfume, deodorant continuously around them. Every time they spray, every 5 minutes they have to spray themselves. What are you doing with this kind of people? I like more natural woman that look natural, that what God, neither bomb or no bomber. Somebody you can talk with, relate with, build something with. They're dealing with this thing. For you to come to a woman, you already know how that woman look like. Don't let men already know how woman look like. Even when that woman is heavily dressed up. Coming close, say, I like you alone. Our eyes already go far deep inside that woman. So, okay, this how she will look like she poo. Now make us they say, we kind of scared back. Like, hey, what is this? Because we don't already know what to expect. No goddamn man say he see a woman, he like her, he won't be with her. We don't already know if she pull down, this how she will look like. Our brain don't already connect us to all these things. Now for you to just make that woman feel comfortable, now to will come the day that time, to make sure say she did more relax, say nothing, say you got her, everything's okay. You don't need to do all this things for men. Men already know everything. Now the gift of God just give to us. But also they say our guys too, they take this terror too, go they get big muscles. At my age, somebody will go take, I don't travel since 1995. Guys, they're going to take some of them don't die, self. I'm inside my 50s. They don't die. Those guys, what they do to the teeth there, show muscle, be in the club, where there with they wear body hug. I refuse to do that shit. Just talk about it, walk, play basketball somewhere. That's my fitness. All these women, what they do one for two, heart attack can't come. Some of them don't pass. Looking good. Why don't you look good yourself? That's what I'm trying to say, that our younger ones, they have to understand what the chasing doesn't really exist. Come a time you don't even think, I don't even think about, when I see my young pictures, I say, whoa, I was like that, wow, looking good. That's my wife. I have white beards now. But I'm satisfied with myself. I don't need all this shit. So what I'm trying to say is that everything is vanity plus vanity is vanity. You must get old. You like it or not. 1995, I was a very young man. Haja, jumpy high. Nothing when I know if you do. Club for Monday to Sunday, whatever it is. you know. But when I settled down with a woman, 1997, I stop all those things. At the end of the day, I see where I am. So when I try to say that nothing exists, nothing, you go grow, you go old. Except say Rico go come, you go tire. So nothing really all these things. But a lot of Nigerian people will go down for this nonsense. Blessing will not get regulator at all.
Can I just say something? I just wanted a quick thing, and then I'll let you continue. I think what came into my mind is that, do we have, like, I know that I listened to Mama Five's kind of like her own opinion, and then do they have anything like some kind of, obviously when you have surgery, you have some kind of pre-assessment. They take all the necessary blood tests, take the necessary tests. And I think I'm just asking the questions because I remember when I had a C-section, after I had a C-section, I got paperwork in terms of like, I couldn't move or drive for 4 weeks, 6 weeks. I couldn't do certain things. I had exercises. I had appointments booked to check that everything had healed. Do they have that? Because the problem I have is that you're having BBL, which obviously originated from the whole Kim Kardashian era. You're now having hospitals and clinics in Nigeria doing BBLs. Are they actually assessing these girls? Because obviously it's an invasive surgery. And the impression I have, and I don't know if they do it in the UK, is that you would have a pre-assessment. You would basically determine whether they are psychologically ready for this type of invasive surgery. They would have pamphlets to make sure they understand the gravity of the surgery, to know that there's up to 6 months, 12 months recovery, to know that it's a continuous thing. They have to wear this, they have to do that, they have to have massages. Is there proper aftercare in terms of information and education? And I think that's just a question that I'm asking. Anyone can comment. I don't know if you can tell me. Because I think the impression I'm getting is that most of these girls do not know the gravity of the operation, don't actually understand that it's a very invasive operation, don't understand the aftercare and the amount of things you have to do, 6 months, 12 months, whatever. My sister had scoliosis and S-spine when she was 15 years old. She had surgery, and it took her 2 years of wearing a back brace. She before she had the surgery, we were consulted as her family. Obviously, I'm her elder sister, and she was fully understood the gravity of how her life will change once she had that surgery, and that it could take up to 2 years of wearing a brace. So that's just one example I'm giving you. So I'm just trying to understand that. I think my problem is that most of these girls do not understand how dangerous, how risky, and the amounts of education and aftercare you need doing this type of surgery. And I'm asking myself, are Nigerian hospitals and clinics educating these girls so that they know this?
Okay. Before I answer your question, honey babe, I've been trying to think about how far I want to go with this conversation.
Yeah.
So that we don't sleep here. But before I answer your question, I want to say, Missy is saying, do all BBLs smell? Asking because I don't have friends who did it, so I'm not in the know. No. It's the same way every marriage is not terrible and every marriage is not abusive. But because of the way social media is set up, this is what the news that sells. This is what is out there. Not every BBL smells. Same way, there's people that have had BBLs. There's people in Nigeria. We have people like Coco, Chloe. We have people like even Sophia Ebriji. These girls have had BBLs. Yes, they have. But it's been done so nicely. They've gotten what you call a skinny BBL. It fits them. You don't know until you know. You don't know until you know. There's so many people that have beautifully done BBLs. Right? Now, to answer your question, first of all, I think it's very important to say that I live in the UK, but the UK can only give you information. They can only give you information. What you do with that information when you go home is up to you. Like I said, there's no surgeon that's going to follow you back home. The most that's going to happen, whether you go to America, whether I go to Beverly Hills, whether I go to Harley Street here in the UK, the most that will happen is you pay for a package that includes 10 massages. But if you want the best results, you're going to pay for an extra 20. No doctor is going to force you to do anything with your aftercare. No doctor is coming to your house to check if you're wearing your taha. They're not coming to your house to check if you're wearing. They're not going to check. Who's going to check? So let's not make it seem like it's a Nigerian thing. Doctors give you information, they do what they have to do. You that went to go and spend £10,000, you do not know that you're meant to look after it. That's on you. So I don't really like the narrative of do they? Yes, they do, but they cannot
No,
control it. At
maybe
some
I'm not.
point, no, I'm
Sorry,
getting
maybe
there. Don't
I'm
worry,
not
honey.
phrasing it properly,
No,
but it's
I
fine.
get
I'll
what
let
you're
you
saying.
finish.
I'm getting somewhere. So I get what you're saying. I also think it's important for us to remember that I said it earlier. Some of these girls don't have the money. They cannot afford to do this thing. There's no reason why your surgery will be 6 million naira query, and you will have only 6.2 million when you know that each surgery costs 150,000 naira, for instance, and you need to do 20. In some situations, you need to do 30. Somebody that I know did 50 surgeries, 50 massages. Let's do the math. 150,000 naira times 50. That's an what my do what's this? That's an extra 3 million. What am I saying? 3 million? Okay, it's not even, it's more than 3 million, no. 150,000 times 50. And now 7.5 million. 7.5 million is what she used to do after care, not including the actual what's it called, the actual surgery. So you're looking at, some people are budgeting 20 million, you will now come and budget 6 million for surgery. You're not ready. So these are some of the issues where, what would the doctor do then? Now, of course, it's Nigeria, so things are very funny. Anyway, you can get away with a lot of things, but I feel like the doctors say what they have to say, do what they have to do. But even if it was America, even if it was the UK, no doctor is following into your house. They actually give that information. They do. Now, to talk about regulations, let's be honest, even Turkey. I've seen some of these influencers advertise veneers and all sorts of procedures, right? In Turkey, you will see some £3,000. I'm asking myself, the way I am like this, does £3,000 sound normal for you to pay for your body? And then you see other ones that you will see 15,000. So sometimes you pay for what you get. And that's what I find about the Nigerian ones. For instance, a very popular one that I know of in Abuja, which I'm not going to call the name. Their minimum package is $12,000. And that's what they charge in dollars. And all the top girls that have BBLs in Nigeria, that's where they have gotten their bodies done. The girls that look good with their BBLs, that's what they've gotten it done. So if you go to somewhere that charges $12,000 in Nigeria, also convert it to Naira, that's a lot of money. And this doctor insists on a minimum of 10 massages in his facility. He's a doctor that moved from America to Nigeria, right? He insists that's his minimum requirement. So there's stuff like that where the quality speaks for itself. Even the aftercare house, that is, where you must do your 10 massages before you leave his care. Now he expects you to do an extra 10 minimum. They usually say it's 20 that they expect you to do, but he's not responsible for that 10. But there's people like Sinoja that they only give you one massage. And Sinoja is 3 million naira. Now compare 3 million naira to $12,000. So sometimes it's about quality. What that doctor in Abuja that I'm talking about would do is not the same thing like a Sinoja would do in terms of their due diligence, in terms of the investment he has even made in his property or his clinic to make sure that he has the nurses that give those massages and are available to give those massages. So, honey babe, to answer your question, it's often also about quality. It's about the money that
I agree.
if you pay a certain amount of money, you also know that there's an expectation. But there's too many places now that are doing 3 million naira BBL in Lagos.
I think the question the reason I asked that question, I do agree with you. Once you get the information, the doctor cannot force you. But I definitely agree with the fact that there is going to be a big spectrum in terms of cheap and cheap ones. But that's why I asked maybe the question that someone asked in terms of regulation, because like I said, you have Harley Street in the UK. Everybody knows, well, hopefully, unless something's happened, then there's been a Harley Street doctor that's been indicted for botched surgery. But the impression is when you hear Harley Street, you would have this knowledge that they have a good reputation. Is there nothing like that where there's some type of list of reputable clinics? And I think the next question I wanted to ask is, for me personally, the impression I got is that she went to one clinic. They said her body, her skin, whatever, I don't know the exact thing, and they said no. So that again,
There was no space for more fats in her
And I'm
skin.
asking myself the question again. It comes back to the clinic. You know, whether she told them, because it depends on whether she told them that she was refused from another clinic. And I think are they ethical? Because it seems that some people are willing to do anything just to get that client. And that's why I said regulation, accreditation, because I don't understand how one clinic said, no, we can't do it because of this, and another clinic did. That's where it comes back to what someone said in the comment section, that there has to be, should there be regulation? Should there be accreditation? Because that clinic that obviously did it should be struck off.
I want to ask something, please.
The question, sorry, Uncle Hila, 1 second. The answer is Nigeria. I don't know what else you want. The answer is
yeah,
Nigeria.
that's fine. It's just a question. I get it.
The answer is it is Nigeria, right? Look at Dr. Anu. After everything that happened with Dr. Anu, it took her literally paying for her to, exactly. Same you're saying that, doctor, exactly. It took her paying for her to basically be struck off, right? I've even met Dr. Anu at the airport before in Lagos, to be honest. But I just want to say that I think that, again, even this, I don't like my mom was not in safe hands in Harley Streets. Okay, not surgical. This is cancer. But I'm just saying that the thing about doctors is that sometimes, and I have 2 doctors in my family, my twin aunties, I think that sometimes one of those ones where, and even when I had my blood clot situation, when I really think about the way doctors treated me, there's situations where there's doctors that really, really have the instincts where they say, guys, I remember like 6 doctors being around me and there was an argument because some of them were insisting, some of them were like, no, she should go home. The other was like, no, my instinct is telling me that she should stay over. Like, that's how sometimes doctors don't just work based off of their expertise. Some of them have to use their instincts.
I get it.
Some of them will use their experience. Some of them I've seen doctors deliberate on what to do, how to go about it. And a lot of them is just a case of my instincts are telling me that this thing, one little thing can change the whole diagnosis. The absence of one thing can change the whole diagnosis. It's not a matter of either using your experience or your initiative, or what's the word, your instincts to say, you know what, guys, let's do this instead. You cannot always go by the book. From the little that I know from my family and like my experience with myself, with my blood clot situation, my experience with my mom, they do not always go by the book.
No, I agree.
Think about this as well. When you now want to compare with like the UK and America, these people have more to fear. You're going to make one mistake, you're done. Your career is done. Do you understand?
I definitely agree.
Nigeria, where these people are trying to gather 1 million per whatever. The same synergy that did, you heard when I read it, they did somebody's surgery after 1 week of aftercare. They did not even wait for the other one to heal. So there's going to be doctors like the one in Abuja that I explained that is like, nope, I am board certified in America. This is it.
I'm not doing
You're not going, if you don't have money for 10 massages on my facility, I cannot touch you. So meaning you have to have about $15,000 to use his clinic. If you don't have $15,000, you cannot use him. But then you will not have people like Sinoja that will say if you have 3 million naira is enough. And then every Tom, Dick, and Harry can do a BBL when actually you cannot afford to have a BBL.
You can't, exactly.
When you not finish, I've been wanting to say this, I keep forgetting. When you not finish, because of how you got that 3 million naira is by laying on your back. You will not wait for it to heal. You will go and lay on your back. And then men will say that your BBL is smelling. It has not healed. Of course, it is smelling.
Jesus.
That's why that is actually where most men are getting these things from, because the girls cannot wait. See, the thing about all of this nonsense with sleeping with men is that the money is coming and is going. One man has given you 5 million naira. You've got to go and use to do BBL. You need another 5 million naira ASAP. Do you think you're going to wait for the aftercare? No, you will go back to your job.
Hey,
your job, which unfortunately your job is prostitution. So
Which job?
Are taking time to see what your own job is sleeping with men. You will not go and turn your back so they can do doggy. They will not say it's smelling.
Abby, it's okay. It's okay.
No, I like say she did direct. No, I like say she did direct.
That's why I said I don't know how far I want to go with this conversation, but this is the truth.
No, I get it, Abby. I get it. Don't get me wrong. It's just
all this our Nollywood girls. What say they go to do for Dubai? Say now short they go to shop there. We know what they do there now. So they would buy Benz. See,
but I think I think the question for me is that what as she's 20. I do not understand why you need to do BBL when you're 20. I'm sorry, maybe I'm just naive. It don't make sense to maybe I'm old.
Every girl in Lagos is not more than 25.
Beautiful woman, that Igbo woman, former Minister of Education.
All these 20,
make we direct our girls to Women Day, where they Nigeria. This is Igbo woman. I forget her name. She's very politically. She wants good government for Nigeria. I forget her name. She normally don't have a wig or hair on, even she have low cut. We should be directing our girls to those kind of people. You know, look, she's very beautiful, bold brain and everything, and keep yourself like that. We have also kind of like beautiful. That's what I don't like. People, you know, when you started talking about, that's what I said. After this BBL, they're not gonna wake up for Nigeria after 2 years or 1 year. How do they look like, Seth? They look like person where I don't know. You wake up, you wear I don't know what they're wearing there. If it's shonika or jogger, you know, they have to eat. Are they always, I don't know, perfect at home?
Yeah.
I don't really understand these things. You must
but also. I think it's like Abby said, it's like you can get addictive. If you know that it works the first time, you want to do it 2, 3, 4 times. And then it gets to one stage where you're now addicted. And I don't know, I can't remember. There was a lady called the Cat Lady where she did so many plastic surgeries on her face. I think she's deleted now. She looked so disgusting. She looked like Frankenstein. And that's what I'm saying, that you start doing it for the yash, and then next thing you know, because, I can do it, I look beautiful, I'm getting the attention that I probably didn't get when I was 17, 18. You keep doing it like Abby is saying. It just seems to me so strange to me. Because like I said, our mothers, weren't they beautiful when they were young? You know, when my mum was like 20 something, she didn't have BBL. She looked beautiful. I'm just saying this, people in the chat, all of our mothers were beautiful. So I know it's a different age, a different generation, but I just don't get it. Like I said, I'm showing my age. I just don't get it.
That time they were using only Stalapomade to rub their body. They were using Stalapomade to rub their body. Their body will be shiny. You know. You know, so our fathers still like them. They even they'll plait their hair into a different style. You understand me? You very, very beautiful people. They have children. They keep all these guys cannot even cannot keep men. You understand me? So beautiful is who you are. It's just who you are. One day you come across somebody that will like you. Nobody will say, this. That's what I started. When this I'm a model started popping in Nigeria, did not follow this BBL. You look like a model. Model? Which model? Our women, they naturally will get different figures of hand. Either you short, you tall, you fat, or you skinny. And if our musicians said they would take out the sick. If you not get bum, shake your shoulder. You understand me? Anything what you get. No, they're gonna tell you the truth. You know, everything is beautiful. You know, everything is beautiful. You know, so that's why the reason people say, you like model. I don't like model. No. Your eyes will tell you what you like. Your brain, you already been fixed since when you were born. Which kind of people, body type, which they are attractive to. And you can't change it. You might force it, but it's not going to last. You know, it's your preference, your preference. You know, that's just the way life is. Not just say, my woman look like Naomi Campbell. What's that? You know, all women are beautiful.
Sorry.
Number 5 is here.
Hello.
Can I say something after her? Because I just remembered something and I'm going to forget and I'm going to leave soon, if that's okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
sure. Hello, everybody. Hello, Abby. I'm super happy to be into Recap Central today.
Hey, Mama Far.
Hello, Ali Babe, my dear sister. How are you?
Hey, Mama Far.
I see our Uncle Baz goes in the comments. Only me, my head is swelling. I see Uncle Baz goes in the comment section. Abby, don't let him hear no. Anyway, welcome everybody. So I'm gonna take us back a little bit. This story of this girl, like I said, and I'm still maintaining my opinion. I do not pity her in any way. And just like I said again in the first video I did yesterday, as per consent when you're going for surgery. And I did share, I don't know if any of you watched my video of when I did my gallbladder surgery. I've been sent to a previous hospital before. I turned down the surgery because I have this fear of, if I go to sleep, will I ever wake up? So, and this is me, I've had 5 kids, no epidural, no nothing. In pain, I had them. So now somebody now wants to tell me that they want to put me to sleep without me meeting them to ask questions. They just gave me a date for surgery. I did not turn up. And yes, they yanked my name off the waiting list for another 6 years before I eventually got my surgery done. And something was done differently. There was something called pre-assessment, where I saw the anesthetist, I saw the surgeon, I had a chat with them about my concern. They were able to ask me if I have any underlying health conditions. They were able to ask me of all your 5 kids. Like they took medical history. That is the fact that I was not even born in this country, whereby they only have half of my medical history. Even at that, they were very careful. So in a way, I was pleased that I was in the right hands getting my surgery done. And I recovered really well. I never had any side effects. So now to this lady, she's only 26 years old. And when I was talking about consent form, I'm a nurse. I collect patients from the ward and I go through their past medical history with them. I ask them if they've got any allergies, if they've got any sensitivities to any medication that could potentially kill them. So I have taken patients who have had heart transplants, had triple heart bypasses, open heart surgeries, and the maximum risk I have seen on their consent form was they will write it between 1% and 3% that they could possibly, or the possibility of death was 1% to 3%. That is heart surgery. Obviously, their life depends on it. Now you want to have wide hip like Gorodome. You want to be wide. I've been searching her page to look for her before picture. I'm trying to be very, very sensitive about the fact that she has actually lost her life, that she's somebody else's daughter, because I'm a mother as well. And God forbid that was my child. That's why I am not going deeper. I have not gone deeper in the videos I've done. So you now want to go ×3 of what you have on your backside or on your waist. You did it, you had it done first time. And you know what? Some of the people that I've actually looked after in recovery, they are often happy if they come back to, maybe they get their knee done and they have to come back and get the other knee done. They are actually always happy to have the same surgeon because this surgeon knows their history. Now, you went to the first surgeon who did it the first time, and I'm sure she must have been given some sort of advice. And she went back to the same surgeon, and this surgeon said, no. If she had people talking to her, and if you look at the friend of the video that I dropped this afternoon, the friend that came out to talk to say, say no, sure, this is going to be your last. She has also had her own body done because she said it. So she's in a circle of friends who are doing their bodies. They get their body done. You will have thought that common sense, or if they love themselves, they will have say, you know what, Jessica, no go do this body again. No. Maybe just manage it, or maybe just do some sort of exercises or something. But none of them saw it fit to advise her. She now went to somewhere whereby, prior to her buying, a day before her buying, somebody else bought in that same Sino show. And how did I first got to know that Sino show? It was because of a news of somebody passing away as well.
A couple years ago.
That was how I got to know that hospital. She now went there with her 2 legs. Apparently, they allegedly offered her. Yes, Sinosho is known for giving bonanza sale. Buy one, get one free. Do yash, get boob job.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's
I've
na promotion.
Exactly.
Wow.
Procedures costing millions of naira, they will do it at 30% or 40% off. You now went there. They did not hesitate. They went ahead to carry out that surgery. And then they now gave you some sort of consent form where they give you a risk of 50% or more. Like I said, only if your life is hanging by a thread should you go ahead with that surgery. But if your life is not hanging by a thread and they gave you a death risk of 50%, or more, run. Like run 440. If somebody who's having a heart transplant done could be given a risk of 1 to 3%, talk more an elective surgery. No, she does not love herself. She does not. So she now went ahead now. She did that surgery. How was she even able to fund that? What does she do? What is her source of income? Is she Omo Babolowo? What does she do? That's why I said I am behind. I'm supporting Uncle Kitola tonight. So now I fault the hospital because, in a way, they should have asked her, where did you get this first surgery done? Why didn't you go back there? If you went there, what was said to you? Did they ask her these questions? Why allow her? Why put her in a situation whereby you are offering her a 50-50 that if this happened 50%? Why? Obviously, Sinosho knew there was no way she was going to come out of that surgery. Hence why they give her a 50% risk that you could potentially die. They could have just turned her away. Yes, she must have gone to another place, but if they keep turning her away, maybe eventually she will sit down and say, okay, no, now that they are turning me away, maybe I should not do it. But then they did. And then again, like I said, doctors will value quality of care. She will advocate for you, even if at the center of day knowing that yes, they messed up. They should not abandon you. But what they did to this girl, they abandoned her. That is why I'm faulting the hospital. Regardless of the fact that her care was transferred to another hospital, they shouldn't have handed off, like they shouldn't have backed off her. They should have continued to advocate for her. Even though maybe in their own minds they knew they've made mistake, even though in their own mind they knew they might have messed up, they should have continued to advocate for her. But what did they do? For the fact that they were able to transfer her to an hospital, they do what? They started saying, they stepped back, which was wrong in all shades. And yes, the amount of buying that has been recorded against this hospital is enough for them to be investigated. I was saying in my video that if this was in diaspora, that hospital would have been shut that no surgery would ever take place until they were able to investigate them, and each and every person that has spied, they are able to figure out what spied or what led to their death. And one idiot was telling me, oh, stop lying to people abroad. Where's the lie? But then again, she does not love herself, because if she actually loved herself that one time, in fact, she shouldn't even have gone ICU because she's only 26. Now you give birth to babies. Let's assume that she's going to have children. Is she going to go back and keep doing her body? And I cited an example, Katie Price. Look at what she looked like. Look at her. Look at when
Richard.
Exactly. Look at when she was a young, innocent young lady compared to what she looks like now. I just don't get it. And I cited an example of world-renowned surgeons. The only surgery they don't do is BBL. If world-renowned surgeons can say they don't do BBL,
yeah.
Who are those doctors under Petesi in Abuja? Who are they? So it's so sad that, and this girl, she cannot tell me that she has not seen other videos of girls who have died from this same procedure. And I don't even know why that. Since yesterday when I've been going on Instagram, I've been seeing videos of all of these stupid girls on Instagram who have done BBL. Algorithm is just pushing their videos to me, and I'm pissed. My advice to you is this: chop vegetable, you will be fine. And we cannot always be slim and thick. We cannot
You can't
always
be fine, no. You can't be fine with the competition that is going on in that Lagos.
I was like, I said in my video that when I went to Turkey, I just didn't mention it new. I go and inquired about doing a boob job as well, because I wanted to do a boob, because obviously I'm not big chested. I've looked after 5 kids, I'm breastfed. My boobs are not the way I want them to be. I went to go and inquire about boob job. I was actually saving for it. I was ready to go and do it. And then I saw a video of somebody that died. And then another one that came back, and NHS said, sorry, there's nothing we can do. If you see the hole in her chest that NHS are trying to save her life, I was like, let me put my 5 grand. Let me go and put it somewhere. So the thing here is this: you need to love yourself. Stop trying to change something you did not create. And yes, in my own opinion, they are doing it for men, nothing else. We put it out there. They are doing it for men, because tell me why. Like, All of our friends are also doing it now because very dark man called
It's
out.
a circle.
Before,
It's a circle of friends. It's a
all
circle
of
of
our
friends.
friends, even the one that came out
Yeah.
crying, the video that I shared, she also said she had her own body done, but
There
that
you
she's not
go.
crying now.
I
They're
mean,
doing it for men to catch the biggest big boy. That's who do that. People are doing it for nothing else. You can tell me.
I mean, looking at that picture, that should be a lesson. Seeing Katie Price right on the screen, that is scaring me. I'm not lying to you guys. Seeing that will put off anybody from doing any type of plastic surgery. Just looking at this woman, she's done almost 50 or 60 surgeries. She looks absolutely disgusting, and I say that honestly. So I don't understand why people do it, and I really like your what you said in con. I think the question I have is that why are we following trends? And I understand there's so much competition in Nigeria, and I think it's because of this. And I think it's because of the society. Go on, I'll let you finish, Mama Five. Go on.
I saw a video. This lady said why she. I don't know if maybe I will share it in the back later if I find it. She said the reason why she did BBL was because it was trending.
Oh God, that's crazy.
I will share that. I will see if I can share that video. That she did it because
it
was trending.
And this is the question: is it because there is no jobs that you feel? And it comes back to the way that Nigeria is. Because if it was a fully functional society, I really don't understand why you feel like, I know it's not for everyone that has that motive. For someone to say that because it's trending, I'm going to do it. If you had a functioning society, if you had jobs, if everything worked, you wouldn't have time to say that, you know what, I need to look good for a man so that I can bend over, so that I can get money from him, because you'll be able to make your own money from working a job. So to me, all roads lead down to the bad government and the bad country that we have. And the thing I wanted to ask is that you remember back in the day when boob jobs were the thing, and then we now found out so many things. Silicone was poisonous, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of people took out all the fake boobs. I can guarantee you this is going to be the same for all these BBLs. I know it's obviously people are saying fat, it's your own fat and it's your own whatever. But to me, there's situations I've heard where, I don't know, I'm not a medical doctor, but to me, you're going to reject certain things because I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I feel there's going to be future implications with this BBL, because I hear what you're saying, that if you do it properly, get the right doctors, it works. But there's going to be a high percentage of people that are doing cheap.com.
Yeah.
Cheap.com
Absolutely.
Pro Max, and will be doing it on the cheap. And there's going to be repercussions where they have lost. Maybe you've lost a limb. You end up having certain illnesses, all because of vanity. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be lawsuits or a big class action lawsuit for people that have botched BBLs because of this trending thing. And that's why I said that all this stuff that is trending on this plastic surgery landscape, be very, very careful, because all this new stuff, the boob job thing and the silicone breast, everybody had, cancer and all these weird things and having to take it out. This BBL, we don't know in the future, 30 years from now, how that's going to affect your body when you're in your 70s. So I think people need to be very, very careful. When you're 70, 80 and you have this BBL, what's going to happen to you? Will you end up having certain medical conditions because of that BBL? This is all new to us. So I think people need to be very, very, very careful when they now decide that I want to be trendy and start messing with things that, to me, God did not ordain. Just be happy in the skin that you have. Exactly. I was a size 18 years ago, not now, don't get me wrong. Before I had kids, I went to Fitness First in Romford. Within 6 weeks, I was a size 10. This was all just going on the treadmill. Now, I know that my body is different, but what I'm saying to you is that do the best you can with what you have. If it means chopping vegetables, if it means going for a walk, go for a walk. We all cannot be, I'm trying to think, we all cannot have that figure 8 figure. We need to understand that and have peace. Once you accept it, you will know peace.
Exactly.
Thank you, Sister Marriott. Thank you, honey babe. Thank you, Mama Five. Exactly, Sister Marriott. I always say this. I'm not even trying to be funny. I would only do anything like this in the UK because, again, if anything goes wrong, it's long for everybody. You can't. The NHS will not touch you. So what's now the point? Even if I remember seeing these videos of I've seen it so many times as well, where world renowned surgeons will say that the one surgery they don't do is BBL. They don't think it looks good. Again, this is what I'm saying about there's ethics where your job may not exactly stop you from doing something if you do it under the right conditions. But there's
Yeah.
also personal conviction as well, which is what I was talking
Yeah.
about earlier as well, where I was talking about
Definitely.
instinct, where there are doctors that make a decision that this is just not something that I ever want to do, right? It's not something I ever want to do based off of my own personal beliefs and and again, if you make money from other stuff, really, what is the point of doing some things? So I guess it just is one of those situations, really. But I just wanted to clarify a couple of things just for educational purposes, right? While we're here, not saying that we don't support BBLs, actually, I don't care. I'm not supporting BBLs. Do what you want with your body. The only thing I'm going to say is that whatever you do, make sure that you do your research properly. Make sure
Yeah.
that you have money. It's like anything
Exactly.
else. Why are you playing with your body? There's nowhere on earth that you're going to convince me that £3,000 is what you should do for body. I'm sorry, it's too little money. It doesn't make sense to me. So I feel
Yeah.
like you need to make sure that you're doing your research. You're going to an actual doctor that gets stuff done properly, the right way. And that is most likely going to cost you a whole lot more money
Yep.
than that 3,000 or £2,000 that you want to go and pay in Turkey. I remember one of my friends was telling me about her surgery when she went to Turkey, and on top of the store, it's one of those ones where there's a store upstairs, then they're downstairs. The store upstairs was selling meats, as in she saw like cow, pig, like just there. And as she was just there, like, this is such a sight to behold just before you walk into a clinic to
Wow.
get surgery done, right? And she wanted to turn away so bad. I mean, so far, I haven't heard, to be fair, all of the people that I know personally that have had BBLs, I haven't heard that they had any issues. They haven't gone for a
Yeah.
second touch up, as far as I know. They are doing okay. But again, with the man's thing, I'm kind of in between on that, where I said, for instance, we can even liken it to things like what you call it, to things like bleaching and all of that stuff. Sometimes there's a deep rooted issue, right?
Yeah.
Is body
Definitely.
dysmorphia. Sometimes there's more issues like upbringing and all. Like I always say it here, that I know a lot of people have experiences where they're dark skin and maybe when they were younger they were teased about it. Me personally, my own experience is they used to call me Black Beauty when I was growing up. In my community, I go and buy Milo down the road. That Black Beauty. So I'm not someone that grew up in an environment where I was teased for being dark skinned. I did not even realize that there was an issue with being dark skinned until I came to this UK and I went to my mother's friend's house for summer holiday and she was trying to give me bleaching soap. Luckily for me, because at this point I
But
had,
really,
yeah,
wow.
I was like, I think it was like my first year of uni. So I was like 17. And she invited me to
Mm-mm.
Manchester. I left my university in Surrey, went to Manchester to go and visit this woman. And she was trying to sell, I know her children had bleached their skin. She was trying to sell me bleaching cream. And funny enough, because I was already rooted in, I'm someone that was brought up with confidence, right? I'm not
Mm.
one of those children that my parents let me talk, my parents let me express myself. My parents sometimes my dad will be looking at me. They will look at me like, eh? Oh girl, but you shall say what you want to say and let's move on, right? So I'm not someone that was not a confident child. I can be shy, but not, I'm very confident. So straight away, I called my mom to say that this is what she said to me. My mom was so mad. And that was the last time I went to her house, as you can imagine. And this was me just starting out uni at 17 and all. But I'm saying this to say that it even took me that long to see that there are people that went through real colorism issues in Nigeria. I have lots of dark skinned friends that will tell you that they went through real colorism issues in Nigeria, and that's not my own experience. Do you understand? So
Mm.
even here in the UK, that's just not my experience. Same thing in racism. I've had a few like microaggressions where I'm just like, now you sabi. That's about it. But I've never had any in your face racism, at least not that I'm aware of or that I noticed, right? So we all have our different experiences, and it can really like make or break some decisions that we make. Having said that, I'm going to say something about that industry that we're trying to get into. And I say this all the time. Similar to what Uncle Ben spoke about on the previous show about that Italy husband, whatever. I think that people don't understand how social media is the new oil money. I don't think people that know about social media will try to tell people, they will not understand. And that's why you have people that make a fool of themselves on social media. I'm not saying that it is right, but I'm trying to explain to you that that is how enticing the money is. There's people out here that are getting paid 100K, 200K, 300K per post on Instagram. Per post. Imagine you have 5 posts a week. Before small me, before I quit social media, I was getting paid £750 per post. Little me. The cheapest that ever got paid when I even monetized, I think I was on like 12K followers. The cheapest I ever got paid was £180. Imagine I actually decided that this is what I want to do. And I can bag 5 posts a week, which is very possible, because then I don't know how it works now. Then we used to have apps that you had to pitch. You just had to pitch. They will put it there that is McDonald's. You go, you invest, you buy your McDonald's for 10 pounds, do what you want to do, pitch your ad, and most of the time you get picked, or they give you corrections, changes, and that's your £180 done, right? Other times it could be some yogurts. They'll tell you where to get it from. You could go to Waitrose. You could go to whatever store you buy it. But I'm just even saying to say that people don't understand that social media is the new oil money as well. So a lot of people are investing heavily in it. And you'll be surprised that these investments, there's the men's aspect of it, because obviously sometimes when you're out there, the more out there you are, the more you're going to get messages from men as well. Even me that I'm here, that I'm single and searching, in a sense. Well, I'm not searching, they are searching for me. But even me, I know that the more active I am on Instagram, the more DMs I get, the more attention from men that I get. And I don't post provocative content. I don't post any of this sort of content. I just post my picture and go. That's kind of how, so social media as well kind of puts you out there. So do the math quickly, right? Do the math. You want to be a Nollywood star. You want to be this top baddie on social media. You want to look a certain way. Because actually, a lot of your competitors, this is how they look. Are you seeing? And that is why even now, I saw comments earlier about people are removing their BBLs now. Besides the fact that we're also at a point in our lives, generally across the board, where everybody is health conscious. Everybody's health conscious. Everybody has some sort of fitness routine. We're all health conscious. Everybody's cutting out sugar. That's kind of where we are as a people, across the board. People are removing their BBLs, but have you not noticed that also being slim, being thin is also on trend? It's also on trend. Now, the next question is going to ask me, who makes these trends? Me, I don't know. It's the same thing with fashion trends, where I wake up in the morning, they say, oh, Fashion Week has started. It started from New York Fashion Week. This summer, we're wearing lime, we're wearing coral, we're wearing magenta. I don't know who told us we're wearing it. All I know is that you wake up one morning, Valentino is on the runway, Christian Dior is on the runway, Chanel is on the runway, right? Everybody's on the runway, and they told us that it's pink, that is the sub color for this spring. We're gonna take it and keep it moving, right? So I just wanted to correct that. I think that when it comes to men, there's two sides to it as well, where I believe that the girls that do these obnoxiously big bombs and they make it their personality, those ones, we know what it is. Baby girl, just write on your bio for sale. Let's know how much, and just put price tag there. Let's know what is going on and where we're headed. That's my opinion. But I feel that there's a lot of girls, which I know a few of them, who get on with their lives. They have banging bodies. They continue with the gym and all of that stuff. And actually, they don't make it their personalities. They don't start to wear fashionable clothes. I can kind of believe that is more about what they wanted to correct. And maybe, if I have to be very honest, some sort of body dysmorphia. I have to be very honest about that. But I don't think that every single person that has done a BBL is just outrightly there looking for a man and 100% a prostitute. When I was introducing this show on Uncle Ben's previous show, I also mentioned in my little intro to get everyone to come here, I've mentioned that there's married men that are out here paying for their wives' BBL. It's a thing. A lot of things that we don't understand on this part of the world, these things are known in Lagos, right? It's actually a thing. And the truth about it is, when you have an agreement with your husband, when you have an agreement with your husband and all, right? I feel like is different. You can't say that someone that is married, she has had 3 children, 4 children, her husband is an odogu and pays $15,000 for her BBL. Do you want to now come and tell me that, oh, they are definitely prostitutes or something, something? I don't agree with that. So honestly, as a woman, I cannot come and stand here confidently and tell you that every single woman that gets a BBL does it for men. Because besides the fact that I actually know people that don't do it for men, I know people that they've just done corrective things here and there, which is why I was trying to explain the hip dips thing as well. Where I'm like, besides the fact that I've seen it with my eyes, I have seen invoices. I told you I know people in the industry. I have seen invoices or BBL, and there is people that just do filling out their hip dips only. It's the same thing with breasts as well, where some people they don't have any desire to have huge boobs like Katie Price. They just have a desire to come back to being perky because they've breastfed and age and everything and it's fallen. So those sort of people, you cannot tell me that it's all about just cosmetic. For them, it is corrective. If as a mother after breastfeeding 5 children and you want something perky or whatever, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit down here and say that, oh, it's because of men, blah, 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 blah. Definitely not. And that's how I feel about BBL as well. We can't just decide that, okay, we're going to say boobs is okay, but bum is not okay. No, there's married women, there's girls that incorporate, that move on with their lives. You don't know until you know that. I told you now, there's many BBLs. If I tell you the people that have the BBLs, you'll not believe it. It's not here that I just told you that Coco by Chloe, Chloe by Coco has a BBL. The Sophia Ebuje that is tall and slim, she has a BBL. She just has what they call a skinny BBL. So some people just do it, and it's not because they want things to be obnoxiously stupid or because of whatever. They just like a certain look, personally. So that's what I think. Uncle Dio, $500. You took a nap. You just woke up. Uncle Dio, run me my money. Thank you very much. I'm going to read a few comments now. Come to Mom of Five and Honey Babe quickly. Oh, you sent me a link. That's true. I forgot. I was meant to play that. I downloaded one of them.
Fat transfers.
Play it in a bit. Let me quickly recommend. Now that smelly BBL can be corrected, right? Misty is like infection, right? Some of them have an infection, necrosis, stuff like that. Again, remember earlier when I was a bit angry when I explained that some people they don't even wait for their kidney to heal because they can't afford to. And think about it, and this is what I'm saying again. Like if you've only saved 5 million naira for it, because money is not that easy to come by. Like Mom of Five asks, what do you do for work? What do you do for work? So if you only save 5 million, you need money to pay your rent, you need money for the massage. So you're probably going to go back to sleeping with men with somewhat open wounds. So of course it's going to smell. And then you've just done bomb and they are hitting the bomb because you went to go and do doggy. You are disrupting the kidney now. Does it even make sense? You're not healed now. Samara is saying, "Wow, that is funny. What did I say? Oh, why? I wish I could do it though. You people let me go out do my business and dig my own money." No, but it's true. Like people don't want to admit that social media is the new money. That's why everybody is acting a fool on social media. All them gay and them lots. Why do you think they are chasing these things seriously? Are we not seeing people? You look at what Elon Musk is doing on X. That's why all the banger boys are moving mad. Has anybody seen what the banger boys are pulling? All of a sudden, one young stupid boy in his house in Nigeria is pulling $5,000 from trolling women. And that's why they continue doing it. Because Elon is now paying them for tweeting. You get 1 million impressions, 2 million impressions. All of a sudden, these boys are earning in dollars and they spend in naira because they live in Nigeria. Social media, there's money if you're willing to put your, get into it properly. It's just that it's not, of course, with money also means about your boundaries being crossed, people obviously getting into your life, and you know how it is. It's one of those ones where you have to really weigh your pros and cons. The tastemakers and influencers sell it to us. Exactly. Show me the way. Show you the way. I've quit the job. I'll be like those three on screen, right? what BBL? Don't know what I'm talking about. He said, I feel like men that are paying is because the wife they married was never their spec. Not necessarily, Sissy. I don't think so. Then Biolo show. We've spoken about mommy makeovers here. I don't think it's any difference from your wife wanting to feel a bit, more confident. I want to do my boobs. I don't think it's any different. I feel like we're way advanced as women to think that it's just about that. It's part of, if your wife decides that for her 40th birthday, she's giving birth to X amount of children, she's done, and she decides that that's one of the things that she wants to do, and the husband gives her 10K in an envelope. I mean, if you can buy me a car and a Birkin, you can pay for my body too. They want a big ass Judy, so it's actually for their own interests. And many times, I also like the misconception that BBL is also always about size is actually very wrong. Again, like I said, social media is always going to sell something to you. It is actually very wrong. BBL is not always about size. There's people that have done very, very nice small BBLs, but it was always about shape. Because we say this as well. People have big bums. We've seen people that have big bums and the bums are not nice looking. Because when it comes to body, it's not always about size. Sometimes about shape. So some people that get these procedures done, they don't do it for size, they do it for shape, which is why I was trying to explain the filling out the hip dip thing. Of which a lot of people are not brave enough to do surgery. So some people do hyaluronic acid in their hips just to fill out the hip dips, but they don't do anything else with their bum or anything. So things like that are also available. Of course, it's more expensive long term to be going to go and fill out hips, £1,000 every time you do hyaluronic acid, and what you probably have to do it like once a year, or maybe sometimes I think once every 8 months or something. So, people do stuff like that just for shape. So some people do bums just for shape as well, not just size. So that is also one of those wrong information out there. It's not always about size, sometimes about shape. Zamari saying, laugh aloud. I would love to hear the lady who didn't do it for male gaze. I just want to hear the argument. It's body dysmorphia. That's what people don't understand. I also feel like we're not honest about how body dysmorphia is also like a mental health illness. It can become a mental health, because let's be honest, some people actually obsess over their bodies. Even think about what we all going through as a young woman as well. Think about if you did not have the kind of parents you had, the kind of household, or maybe you even have maybe you were not grounded in other things. A lot of people get bullied for what they look like, and also some people, it's actually just body dysmorphia. They just don't like their bodies, and it becomes an issue. And then unfortunately, or fortunately for them, they have money to spare, and they go and do it. I think that's what happens. Papi, when are you going to sleep this night if you just woke up? Good question, number 5. We all knew. 9 p.m. just waking up. M5 was too tired. Doggy is not fun. BBL. It makes Uncle Dayo. I used to give from experience. Anyway, honey babe, please give me your closing words. Let me go and sleep. Honey babe.
Sorry, I went to get a drink. What did you say?
I said, give me your closing words on this matter, and let's go and sleep.
I don't know, you guys. I think for me personally, love the body that God gave you. We all come in all shapes and sizes. We can't all be the same. We just have to appreciate the body that we have. Like I said, as much as I'm saying what I'm saying, I'm also about respecting people's choices, even though I personally am not an advocate for BBL. But based on what Abby said, I would do your research, because this is your life you're talking about. And any surgery that you have, it's a risk to your life. Regardless, once you are put on a table and you have to go under anesthetic, you are risking your life. For some people, they have no choice because they have illnesses, and obviously they have no choice, heart replacement, blah, blah, blah. In other situations, it's selective surgery. Just really think about the risk to your life. In terms of researching, if you personally decide that you want to do BBL and you see another person, what's wrong with asking them, I like your BBL. Look what I'm advocating for, but I'm going to say it anyway. I like your BBL. Where did you get it done? So I'm all about, just to be careful, research and do referral, because I think it's very, very scary that you would literally Google or go on Yellow Pages and just pick out a hospital or a clinic. You haven't done your due diligence, you haven't done your research. So I personally think it's really, really, really important to do your research. Ask questions. If they don't have a pre-assessment, hope I've said it right, Mama Five, then and they're not asking certain questions, you need to kind of like take your bag and walk out of there. What I really found interesting is the fact that with the surgery that young lady unfortunately did, where she had the first BBL with that clinic, why didn't she go? The clinic should have said, you've had a BBL, why don't you go back to the place that you had your first one? I don't think it's really, really important that us as Nigerians, us in the community, ask questions. This is your life that you're dealing with. So I think if you are going to do it, research, do your due diligence, ask the right questions, and hopefully you'll get through it. And if you haven't got the money, it's not by force. If you've only got 2K or a couple of million, I don't know what it is in sterling, and it's not enough for your aftercare, you do not have to do it. So I think it's really, really important, if you are going to do it, really understand why your motives are to do it. Yes, I believe in a lot of what Abby said, that some people do it just to correct a little kink here. That, what did you say about the hip things? I don't know what they're called, but you get what I'm trying to say. But when it comes to a stage where you're absolutely obsessed about yourself, body dysmorphia, I really think that you need to get help. Whether you get it in Nigeria, I can't really say. But when it gets to a stage where you hate everything about your body and you're literally on a destruction mission where you've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4 different big surgeries, there is a problem. So I think you need to get help. I don't really have anything else to say, Abby, but that's just my summary. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, honey babe. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Mama Five, what's your last take, please, on this matter?
Okay. My take will be this: as a 26-year-old girl or young lady, you have no freaking business doing your body. I don't care if you're
Oh, Ben
Mobabolo.
is here.
I don't care if you have any babolo that is funding your lifestyle. You don't have a freaking business doing your body. Not to the size that we are seeing nowadays. Like it looks like downfall or about 10 kilo. I don't see what is so special in that. Just and again, if at all, if eventually you made up your mind that you want to do it, please save up your money. Make sure you're back on. Maybe I don't know how many times you want to go and put your back on the floor. Make sure you have enough money to actually go to the best surgeon for it. As long as they say you are fit to get it done, make sure you read to understand the consent form. Like I said, any surgery whatsoever, if the risk they are giving you is over 3%, don't do it. And like I said, except your life is hanging by a thread, don't do it because it's just not worth it. And also, like I said, if you're going to do it, go to a better surgeon as long as you've been assessed. And the main purpose of pre-assessment is also there for you to ask questions that you don't understand. Yes, you've carried out your own research because that's what everybody and their mother that has done their body are now telling us on Instagram. Go and Google, go and research your surgery. Yes, carry out your own research. And also the purpose of pre-assessment is also that once you get to go to the clinic, you see the surgeon who will explain in detail to you what the procedure will be like. And afterwards, if you understand, that is when you go ahead to sign the consent form. Make sure you ask questions. Make sure you ask about aftercare. Make sure you ask questions. What if I don't wake up? What is there to be done? What if something happens? What are you going to do for me as my surgeon or as my doctor? You need to make sure you ask all of these questions, and anytime you go as well, don't go alone. Go with somebody as a witness, should in case now that they are telling us, oh, the friend said she only went, it was 2 days after she did the surgery that she developed complications. Sinosha is telling us that it was 3 weeks after. Who do we believe now? Always, any hospital appointment that you go, either you want to go and do BBL, whatever, always have somebody go with you. If possible, record conversation, record your meeting. And let the surgeon know or whoever know that you are going to record this meeting. If they refuse, that's another sign for you not to go ahead with them or not to go ahead with the procedure. And in all, like I said, just like Papi said, that if it is mommy makeover, yeah, maybe, but then again, read and make sure you understand the consent form And like I said, if you are below the age of whatever 30 or 20 something, you don't have a business, you don't have a child, you don't have any business with BBL. That's just my opinion. And if you like, go and use your life to play gamble. I don't talk my own. Nothing more than that.
Clock it.
Thank you, Abby.
Thank you so much, Momo Five. Have a good night.
Like, good night, Abby. Thank you so much for having
Bye.
me.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So Uncle Dayo is confirming that it's not fun with BBL. Uncle Dayo, I don't know what is not fun with BBL. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Sorry. This is saying MJ's mommy makeover is not the same as going to get BBLCs. I want to get a breast lift, but no one will really know unless you know in real life. If you meet me after, if you wouldn't know. I don't think it's not the same thing. Mommy makeover could be BBL, liposuction, breast lift could be from head to toe. I think that is just one of those societal things where one just sounds more acceptable because you were good before, but it's your babies, it's your children that kind of made your body not so great anymore. It's just society are making it seem like it's more acceptable to do something because you've now had babies, and having babies is such an honorable thing, you know? That's it. But mommy makeover includes BBL. It does include BBL. It does include it includes everything, even if that's what you need. So I don't agree. I think it's just society. Getting a BBL is usually very obvious because most people don't go for the natural ones. That's why they end up going back to fill it up over and over again. Again, misconception. Earlier on, I said that, again, I have a lot of information about this because I've been people's support system for this thing. And I've seen all sorts of, I've seen doctors, I've seen brochures, I've seen it all from different hospitals from Abuja to Lagos to Turkey to whatever. But I think that again, similar to everything we have going on social media, even with, like I said earlier, I give an example. Not every marriage is terrible. Not every marriage has DV, but is what you're seeing. Now, if most people that do these big, obnoxious BBLs, they make it their personality. They start to wear certain kind of clothes. They want it to be in your face. That's why we're seeing them. Those that are doing it for whatever reason, that are still 9 to 5 babes, that are still married, and they don't make it their personality. So you will not know. You will not know until they tell you, right? So of course you're not going to be privy to the normal standard skinny BBL. Like, it's called skinny BBL because there's people that do skinny BBLs. That's why it has a name. And there's doctors that offer it, right? And the hip deep fillers, like I said, I was talking about as well. So I feel like you would not know because who would tell you? It's the same thing you said about like the breast, whatever, where nobody will know or except you told us. Because you're not going to make it your personality. You're not going to start wearing clothes now and putting your breast up. And do you know what I mean? So people that do these obnoxiously big ones, they've made it their personality. That's why we're seeing it every day. The other babes that just do snatch here, snatch here, snatch here, take a little bit of fat out of the arms. The ones that don't even have any fats, just one's hips, they take it out from their inner thighs. Those ones, there's no way you will know because they don't make it their personalities. So Uncle Dio saying, I know a lady who came all the way from London to Lagos to come do her baby on Lagos. Yes, Uncle Dio, that guy in Abuja that I told you I was talked about. I don't want to call his name, but I don't feel like it's necessary. He's actually very good, and he has a lot of people that travel from around the world, including non-Nigerian women. It's the same thing how we do have the same thing how we're really good with. I don't know if anybody knows, we're really good with dental stuff as well. Nigeria, cosmetic dental, really, really good. Of course, you know that we're really pretty good with IVF stuff as well. I don't know if anybody knows, we're pretty good. So there's certain things that, whether you like it or not, we are really good at. It's just a matter of having your money and going to the right places. If anybody doesn't know, dental, IVF, BBL, there's 2 hospitals in Lagos that are very popular for BBLs, and they do it and do it well. If you don't know, like without scars, because that's another thing about BBL is you want to make sure it's scarless. There's a lot of people that are really good at it. I don't know what to say, but it's just a matter of they also charge in dollars, and it's not cheap. It's not cheap. So you're probably paying the same UK, US prices, but in Nigeria. Do you understand? Because what's the point of going to Nigeria to pay $15,000? Like, what is actually the point? But that doctor, that's what he charges, and he insists on minimum of 10 massages in his facility. That's a doctor that wants things done the way he wants things done. And he has never had any casualties. He has never. Uncle Patrick is saying, Brother Kidola should be host at Recap Central. Type 1 if you agree. Everybody type 2. I'm joking. I loved having Uncle Kidola today. He's too young. Your body is still changing. Sissy, they don't want to hear. How would they get money for their mansion if they don't start young? Uncle Daya saying it actually went well, Missy. She's done it properly and was doing a couple of weeks. Went back to London. And also learn to accept what the medical professional has told you. If it's a no, please listen. They are professionals after all. Sissy, do you know the problem with these things? That first doctor told her no. Second doctor now said yes. As in, these are the issues. Do you understand? And like 1 of 5 said, if she kept going for is it honey babe, if she kept going from hospital to hospital, everybody told her no, maybe we will not be here. Unfortunately, but yeah. Anyway, Uncle Ben.
Hey, have fun.
Welcome, Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben, I'll close with you. Let me just finish comments really. Uncle Patrick saying medical history is very important. I just got back from a checkup. Medical history is very important. Drea has the best. Exactly. Drea as well has a BBL where if you don't know her and her history and all, you will not know it's a BBL. People like that, that's what they call BBLs like that are called slim, what's it called? Skinny BBLs. They are not obnoxious. They don't make it their personality. So it's only if they tell you that you will know. There's real girls that have normal lives that are like that. They just have money. There's one babe whose father is a millionaire. I can't call her name. Her father is a billionaire in Nigeria. He's an oil magnate. That babe has a BBL, but she's not here to make money. Her father is a billionaire, so she's just there. She wear her thingy, her track suits, her whatever. That's how she lives her life. She actually is a tomboy, but his body that one is body dysmorphia. He has nothing. Someone that finished doing BBL and decided to be wearing track suits. That one is it for men? It's not for men now. It's body dysmorphia that is doing that one. Sissy saying no, I'm wearing my low cost belly button. You're not doing that, Sissy. And we will not know. Okay, Uncle Ben, let's have it. Let's have it.
Abby, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, I thought I got logged out. Well, I'm here for one argument, please. I've seen so many comments already. Why are people blaming my gender for BBL misfortunes? Abby,
Blaming your gender in what sense?
yes, now. So I've seen some people put out the argument that we are the reason that some of these ladies are going to do BBL. And I also want to emphasize that, like I told you earlier on, when you were advertising your show, I saw this argument that somebody put forward on, I think it's on X, and I support it. The person said, all the women that went to do BBL is because they want to become Ulushu. They wanted to attract more customers than their peers. And I support it. And one of the supporting points the person made was that BBL is expensive. Like the real cool one, the one that is more safer is around $15,000. So the person now asked the question, do you think a woman want to go spend $15,000 for one man, the man that already saw her when she was natural and fell in love with her? So will she go and spend $15,000 to impress him? No. She probably spend that money so that more customers can come. I would like to hear your take on that, because your Gen Z generation are the one that is causing this problem.
Do you know what I just realized is that I had TikTok videos and Uncle Kidola came and scattered my Uncle Kidola. I'm never dropping link for you again, sir. Uncle Kidola pulled me off. I forgot to play my big videos. You just reminded me one statement she made that wait, there's a girl that made a statement like that in one of the videos that I downloaded. Uncle Ben, yes and no. Yes, I said it before, even based off of all of these baddie movement on social media, there's girls that, in fact, this girl went to go and top up. There are girls that she was secretly, I'm sorry to say, in my opinion, may her soul rest in peace. There are girls that she was secretly competing with, right, Uncle Ben? There's too much competition with like that whole thing and all. However, I want everybody to understand that the biggest goal for these Olosho babes, for these runs girls, is not exactly to have 20 men.
Then it's what?
The biggest goal really is that 1 or 2 Odogu men. The biggest the problem is that sometimes, unfortunately, the men For instance, and that's why you see that a lot of top, allegedly, a lot of top runs girls, Uncle Ben, they have one man at a
Yeah.
time until the man dumps them. Example, if Obi Kubana has a side chick, that side chick will be a side chick for 2 years, no men, no other men, until she moves on to the next man. People that know anything about run, that know this gist, comments for me. I'm telling you, it's rare for you to see. We're not talking about Oloshos, we're talking about actual runs girls that have that out. That's whatever. You will hear now. We used to hear rumors that TM allegedly is dating this person, this footballer, whatever. It will last a good, most of them 1 year, 18 months, 2 years, 3 years, some of them long term. All these Odogu men that are married, a lot of their side chicks and mistresses are long-term mistresses. Long-term, 5 years, bankrolling them, changing their cars, buying them house in Ikoyi, seafronts, all these things. He's rarely ever changing men. Is rarely ever. All these cheap ones that are doing whatever in Sinojo, they're not we're not talking, they're not the same. Those ones, they are chewing gum girls. They are not the same, Uncle Ben. That's why they're going to Sinojo to go and do BBL. Because it's 3 million naira, 2.5 million naira, they've done BBL. So a lot of times, those girls are with these men long term. It's rare for you to see they are jumping from men to men. No. They stick to one
Okay,
man.
let me ask the question. I'll be no vessel.
Mm.
Who is Nurse Mirage boyfriend or husband or man?
I don't know. They said it's one bad person that is in America. I don't know. I don't know the person.
Nurse Mirage?
Yeah, I don't know the person,
So
but they said
now,
it's
you guys don't even know who she's dating.
they
I
said
want
it's
to prove
a
the point.
they said
The
it's
same
a
thing is in US.
no, Uncle Ben, no, you're not going to prove it. But I know what the point you want to prove. The point you want to
Okay.
prove is that most of them are not dating men that they can. Uncle Ben, they're not dating their own men now. Are you not understanding what I just said now? They could be mistresses to somebody. Would they come out and bring the
But
man?
that is the definition of Olosho.
No,
When you are not known with one man,
Uncle Ben, that's
you
not
can either be anywhere. I'm
no.
just trying to make a point that ladies with BBL, they have multiple men. They are
Uncle Ben,
servicing
no, that's
multiple
not
men.
Olojo.
Now, if you
Olojo is
argue,
different men. Different men.
see, Abby, if we argue that the class of men they are rotating is different, I can buy that. But I don't think these folks stick with one man. Nope, I disagree. The men that can really sponsor their life, those men, they usually get like 3-4 inches.
No,
And
Uncle
BBL itself require nothing less than 10 to 11.
Uncle Ben, I'm privy to so much information that I don't even know where to start from. That was, I don't know how far I want to go. Let me explain to you
Okay.
that a lot of the men that
Mhm.
date, they cannot have another man. Look at Sissy's comments. I'm not even playing with you. I get gist. Uncle Ben, I introduced you to LSA.
What do you mean they cannot have another man? What don't
Because
Sissy? I disagree with Sissy.
Uncle Ben, let me give you gist. Uncle Ben, go and use LSA if you don't want to hear gist. Go and see.
What is LSA?
Lipstick Alley.
Oh,
Uncle
that was
Ben,
a website where you sent me go the other day.
Uncle Ben,
God forbid, I'm not going there again.
A lot of the girls, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the girls, a lot of the men are not normal spiritually. They are not normal physically. I told you that these are men that will buy you. Yes, you're going to have G wagon that they are bringing that just came out yesterday. You're going to have to be the first in Lagos to have it. But that car comes with driver, security, tracker. You don't understand the lives that they're living in that country, Uncle Ben. When people like us are telling you something, you have to collect the gist and digest it. We know what we're saying. We hear things. We have seen
No,
things.
I'm just trying to make my point, Abby.
I know your point. But I'm just trying to say to you that you're not understanding that they are not normal men. It's not normal to boys. You cannot see the thing about a lot of men. That's why I always say that when as a woman, as you want to be praying for millionaire or whatever, understand what you're praying for. That's why if there was one conversation we had where Uncle Dai was even talking about how there's dignity and respect in building with a man. Sometimes you have to understand what you're praying for because you finish bagging Odogu. Odogu too is trying to protect his investments. They play. Yeah.
Who be Asmushi boyfriend?
No, Ashmushi, I don't know anything about Ashmushi. The story that I know about Ashmushi, she's everywhere, allegedly. But I'm not talking about anybody per se. I'm just saying that generally across the board, most of the time they find that one Odogu, they stick to him until
Mhm.
he discards them. They is it not them that is the good men that discard them now? They discard them, they go to the next. Do you understand? And whether it's a Yahoo boy, whatever. But again, a lot of times they're spiritual, but even the girls, they're
I
really on
get
the
it. I get it. I get that. I get that part. But I'm just struggling to agree that you don't you see your screen? I'm struggling to agree that they go carry this extra load. Oh no, how many kg they carry? So you can't carry them, can't say not just for one man. Then these men don't even have time to spend time with them like that too. If the allegedly majority of their sponsor will be Babolo who are married. So where do they really have time to spend with them like that? I think I want to agree with that Twitter narrative that reasonable percentages of these ladies that went for BBL, they did BBL so that they can enhance their Olosho hustle. That's just what I'm saying.
Uncle, but you also have
Eh?
to look at the bigger picture as well. If somebody is with an Obi Kubana, well, I don't know anybody
Mhm,
as Obi Kubana as example, allegedly, right? You know that you're probably not going to be there for long, and there's also competition. It's always about the higher bidder. If let me start again. If somebody is with who can we use now? Kiss Daniel as the side,
mhm,
and you have to keep working on yourself so that it's Davido that you be side chicks to that has more money. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, so
mhm,
technically it's not one man, but I'm telling you that most of these girls are focused on one at a time if they get the top dog. Obviously, if you follow all these chewing gum Yahoo boys, that is 10K that they will get from one deal, they will give you 5K. Of course, you will have five now. But if you're following men that are giving you 100K per whatever, flying you first class or whatever, they tend to focus on them until the next guy that's the highest bidder. That's how it tends to work. But if you are doing first of all, if you are going to do your BBL in Sinosha, we
mhm,
are Olosho. We're not talking Olosho is different from runs. You understand? People like Sophia Buje,
mhm,
those are escorts. Those are people that so have a meeting with them, you have to put 10K down. Those are escorts. That's what.
mhm,
So there's OS is the show, and then we have escort. That's a different level. Different level. So there's different levels to this thing. So he's saying, I heard of a lady, she's dating a politician in Nigeria. She lives in Scotland and is a doctor. The man will monitor her movements day and night. She has answer his call when he calls or else. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. So there's levels to this thing, but chances are, if you're doing your BBL as senior, you don't have money like that. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's even be honest. Do you understand? You're still following all these small Yahoo boys where, and if you know anything about Yahoo boys, when they get at their 50K, they may not get another one for 3 months. So you may not get another one for 3 months. So you to check it. If you somebody's dating Yahoo boy, would you want to date five of them?
You have a point.
Would
You
you want
have
to
a
date five of
point.
them? But if you are dating heavy, all this heavy, whatever, when they are dropping, oh baby, I have headache. They now go and drop, they give you a 20,000 pounds for a headache. Do you not you will stay there now? That most of it, except you
Okay,
have
do you
problem.
okay, Abby, no verso. Do you know that I also sometimes notice regret in the faces of some of these ladies with BBL and high class lifestyle something? I notice some kind of regret in their faces at times. It's not that prevalent, but every now and then I do catch it. Like it's like they are reminiscing about something and it's deeper. I don't know. I don't think they are actually having a kind of outcome they expected from the BBL thing.
Uncle Ben, let's
No?
be honest. Let's be honest about life. Let's all of us be honest. You there I don't know, because sometimes I'm not in the business and I can't really, but I like to think that when you look around you, and don't get me wrong, people like, for instance, Nons Mirage, she's doing well. Look at her platform. I think she's hit 1 million already, hasn't she? She's doing well. People like Nos Mirage, they managed to do well in this industry with the social media and all. So actually, if we want to use someone like her, do you think that there's anybody that will look at themselves, now I'm 30, now I'm 35, now I'm 38? Let's even use somebody popular, TM. Let's use TM, right? I don't want to call her full name. If you know T, if you don't know TM, is sorry for you.
I know. Go
Okay.
ahead.
If you so let's use someone like TM allegedly, for example. I'm sorry, do you think that her ideal life was to get to this point where she now decided that, oh, I'm going to have a baby by myself? I'm going to, do you understand? It tends to be the last.
No.
Or let's look at someone like Iniedo. We know that she has also done BBL and all. Do you think that she got to a point where actually I want to just go to a fertility clinic and blah 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 blah
Mhm.
blah? It's a last resort, because at the end of the day, they might be successful in their own rights. We know that TM is successful in her own rights with her social media stuff and her businesses, her perfume, her bag, her beauty, her fashion. We know. But at the end of the day, should we be honest with ourselves? Did they or did they not somewhat waste their lives?
Absolutely.
Jumping
I'm
from
with you
man to
100%.
Ogobe, you're not saying you are seeing regret. Whether it's regret of BBL or regret of life in general, of course. They cannot tell me that it was not a last resort to go and do IVF and have a child by themselves. It was not. They wasted their lives jumping from man to man at a time when they could have just focused on their careers, bought 2 Birkins, but chose to buy 20. Tokemaki one at 20 Birkins. There was no real reason to be going from one politician allegedly to another. Let's be honest. So of course you're
And
going to
and
regret.
and talking about TM, I think she kind of slowed down after she had her baby. Now she stopped oversharing. The conversation is no longer the baby girl. I thought it feels like she just used that baby to just kind of trend or something.
Mm.
I'm so sorry because um
Yes, like yeah.
women that really desires baby, once they have the baby like this, for the next 1 year, almost everything about them is about baby, 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 baby. Her case, with her social media present, the whole thing has died down now. And just like we're saying right now, to people like that, everything is just opportunity to trend.
Mm.
And they sure end up having this regret about how they have lived their life.
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna send a video to you. I saw the video. It's an American video anyway. A popular lady. I think she should be in her 40s now. And the lady said she had a big regret that most of the men that were coming for her when she was younger and she kind of sidelined them, all those men are now married with family and they are doing great, and none of them were divorced. And then I now saw someone in the comment that said, no, the lady cannot be sure they are actually having a happy home. The lady dodged a bullet and things like that. I will send the video to you. Maybe you will talk on that next time. But I just wanted to bring that into this conversation of them having regret the
Mm.
lifestyle they live. Because when you look at all these guys doing this BBL now, I'm noticing a trend. The smart ones, they are beginning to walk away from BBL. They are removing it and taking care of themselves so that they can regain their original body back. Why a lot of new girls are jumping on the bandwagon, which to me, I think they don't see what the earlier BBL team saw that made them quickly opted out of it. I'll give you an
Mm.
example again. Look at one of my favorite singer. I like it like that. Anytime she's performing on stage or something, you can tell that that thing is beginning to look disgusting on her.
Mm.
It's beginning to
It's
look
falling and
disgusting on her.
sagging.
I
Do
don't
you
know,
see
maybe you
Faith
noticed
said
that,
in the
yeah?
Faith said in the comment that she said that after this her tour, she's going to take it out.
Oh, I like it like that, right?
Yes, that's what he
Yeah,
said.
that thing is beginning to look crazy. And may God forgive us. People like myself, I can't just get past that smelling part of it. I'm so sorry. Even
Uncle
though
Ben,
when these
that's
ladies come out,
misconception, please. I beg.
you say what?
That's a misconception, I beg. We think
I don't, I
every
don't, I
BBL
don't,
smelling. Mm-mm.
I don't think it's a misconception.
100%.
If the men are testifying to it, the men that have had something to do with them,
Did
if they
you
are
listen to what I
testifying
said
to
about
it,
that?
that
Were you here?
no, I was
Really?
sleeping.
Yeah, the girls that do is the same thing we're saying about the girls that do it properly. They're not smelling. It's these girls that have to rush back to sleep with men to gather more money that is to smell. Uncle Ben,
Who is saying the one that do it properly are not smelling? Who?
I'm, I'm me, Abby.
Where is the receipt?
Uncle Ben,
Where is the edit?
I've told you that there's a lot of things that I say because I have information. So you guys just take it or leave it.
Abby, you can't have that kind of information, my dear,
But I do.
because you are not even doing shit like that. They can only come and tell you say as it be.
You don't
Now
know. You don't know if I've done it.
men are the one that have the main info gogo, the empirical data and empirical facts. Now men get them.
Uncle
And
Ben.
if the men are saying that when these beautiful bodies, when they release clothes for inside house like this, you go begin to feel am. You go feel it, and then you go begin
Ben
to
is
ask
a
yourself,
very Uncle Ben is a
as
very
how now?
simple Uncle Ben is a very simple concept. You go to 3 million naira senator, whatever you see, you take. You go to the guy in Abuja that I was telling you about, which I don't want to mention his name. You pay 15K and
Mm.
insist on you staying with him there for 2 weeks to do your massages. What is this say, Uncle Ben? You cannot tell me that every single BBL goes wrong. Every single BBL smells. It's not possible.
Abby, no, no. Why me? I'm believing that narrative
It's
is
not possible.
not on the
Uncle Ben,
basis of going wrong. Let
you're
me just
a,
explain, my dear.
you're
The
a,
reason I'm believing on it is not on the basis of going wrong. Even basic hygiene classes about how women take care of themselves, how men take care of yourself. One of the things they taught us is even your undies, even we will be man, you use at least 2 undies daily. You go to work, you are coming back like this, you are getting rid of it. If you have to wear any other pattern, you wear any other one, or you wear your boxer. How much more about women? You know what I'm talking about. Ordinarily, once you go out safe, you just go out, you go to work all day long, going up and down, moving everything. By the time you come back, you want to refresh, right? Now,
exactly. So, Uncle Ben,
imagine imagine people
sorry,
will get
Uncle
normal
Ben,
body.
by your logic, Chioma smells because she did BBL. Chioma Davido, she
She
smells.
no she no do BBL now. Now just the baby, she
Uncle Ben,
do
you don't listen.
baby makeover. Why you people? Anytime you people want to shut me up, you will bring Chioma.
We're not shutting you up. I'm trying to explain to you that Uncle Ben,
This is bullying. Abby,
every single thing in life, some things will go wrong, some things will go well.
Abby, you are bullying
Everyone
me. You are bullying me on your show.
well,
Let me
everybody
just go and
well
sleep. When I
cannot
want to bully me
smell.
now,
It is it
how
is
are we talking her down and bring Chioma? Chioma Nyash look like BBL to you?
Chioma did
Eh?
BBL, but Chioma did what you
No,
call a skinny
she did,
BBL.
she did, she did mommy makeover. She did
Mommy makeover includes
tummy tuck.
BBL. In some cases,
No,
that's what
no,
involves.
she not do no BBL. Make una don't start. Okay, good night, Abby.
Good
Thanks for
night.
having me. You
Bye.
people are very wicked sisters.
Because
Sisi
of
and
Chioma,
Zilo,
you want
they
to
are the one
go.
that come up with this
Bye bye.
thing. Eh?
No, but
Now,
it's
now come up with
true.
this thing.
But Uncle Ben, it's true. Like my point is that I don't agree. I think it's a case of quality and it's a case of just doing everything you're supposed to do with aftercare. That's the reason why these people's BBL smell. They don't do what they're supposed to do with aftercare because they cannot afford this. Uncle Ben, aftercare is more expensive than the surgery. I just told you that. I don't know if you were listening when I said that. Somebody that I know used almost 8 million naira to do aftercare.
Abby,
If you want consent,
make una no add Chioma to that list. No, 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 no. Abby, bye bye. I'll see you. We show you they do next. I'm not they even come again. I go there in the comment. This one where we are having an objective analysis with empirical data and empirical fact and everything empirical about your gender that are doing GBBL. The next is CC and Zeno. They go carry this agenda come. Eh?
Nobody.
They go carry this Buala agenda come. When I want come Buala my argument here. This is not how to treat your guests.
I get Uncle Dayo, I get Uncle Ben's angle on it, but Uncle Ben's angle on it is just false because you cannot say every single BBL smells like anything else, right? Some people will get it right, others will get it wrong. And I just said,
but Abby,
I'm saying to you that sometimes it's about aftercare. The reason why aftercare goes wrong is because people can't afford aftercare. In this UK, those massages are around £300 per session. Imagine you go and finish paying 10,000. How many of those things you do? And they want you to do 50 minimum. 50 minimum. I also told you, imagine 300 times 50. Do you know how much?
Abby, wait to my dear. Okay, Abby, when people want to do product review, who will you believe? Somebody that watched the product adverts and tell you this product is the best. It actually perform as described. And someone that actually bought the product, use it, and then, hey,
so if
don't waste your money.
By that logic, are you saying that every single man that you've spoken to that slept someone that said you had the same? We've not heard from every single man. So that is my point. I also explained something to CC here as well, where she's like, everybody that does BBL does. I'm like, no.
Abby,
the reason why everybody does BBL and is big to use, because those are the ones that have come to show you BBL is big. They wanted it to be obnoxious. They wanted to make it their personalities. The ones that did skinny BBLs, we're not hearing about them because it's not their personality.
Which one is skinny BBL?
The smaller ones. It's not their personality. So how will you know they did BBL? Because you cannot know because they have done it moderately. It's the same idea. There is no situation where everybody that has done BBL will smell. Like, it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Come on. I have a lot of questions to answer. I saw. See, Mom, she welcome. So she asked Abby. Yes, Uncle Ben.
Go ahead. No verse.
Because you want to defend Chioma. Abby, please, how do they remove BBL? I thought it's fast that is being injected into tissues, muscles, and it blends in. So this is another thing, right? A lot of people are not being honest. This is what I'm saying. There's a lot of misconceptions because, again, in usual social media fashion, is the negative news that trends. The same thing with this smelling thing. The same thing with this every BBL, this whatever. I'm trying to explain as well where there's literally people that just do hip dips. Like, all you need to do is go and watch a YouTube video, whatever. You will see it. Go and look at before and after. You will not see bum. You will not see anything. All you see is hips. Like someone has just done. They want to have figure 8 and they're already slim, so they don't really want bum, but they just want that curve. People do it. It's just a matter of small 2 minutes Google research. You'll see it, right? There's a lot of misconceptions. Now, what a lot of people don't understand, because even Onyi Alex, who is a Nollywood actress, she's also, in quotes, removed her BBL. Nancy Sime has also, in quotes, removed her BBL. People don't understand that if you lose weight, and this is why BBL is a very bad idea. If you lose weight, your BBL is going, guys. The fat often, yes, Uncle
Wait. If they lose weight, BBL go disappear.
Yes, Uncle Ben, because it is fat.
And
if the fat, yes, and if the fat, what do you call it? There's something that they call it. If it dies, there's a word they call it. The fat cells, yes. If the fat cells die, then it will not move. That's when it will start to sag. You see, what's her name? Cardi B, right? That's what's going on with her. She has given birth. She has had children back to back. Her weight has been fluctuating. Uncle Ben, can you see how the thing is sagging? Today is like this, today is square. Because now a lot of the cells have died.
In fact, that I will not be. I saw one of our recent performance video where she was trying to dance on a chair You know how women they do Shana cowboy that they call her. Shana cowboy that they
Oh
call
yeah,
that
I saw
position.
that video
You saw that
too.
video, right?
Yeah,
The
I
way
saw it.
she they bounce that
Your mom is
BBL.
one
I,
thing.
I,
Her
I
leg
hold
was
my
showing.
heart, say this thing not go pop out of this place. So it was so obvious. You go see the silicone, they do and I say, okay, now this one be impity. So I think you nailed it 100%. I agree with your analysis.
Yeah,
I
so
agree
the
with your analysis.
fluctuation, if the because even if you don't lose weight or anything, that's why you see people like I think Sissy mentioned her earlier, Miss Alfab, Renee. Her name not Renee, Uncle Ben's Renee, Odogu Italy, not Renee Italy. Another person, she's a British.
Odogu Male. Now Odogu Male.
Her name is Miss Our Fabulous, right? Same thing happened with Renee, where that thing that happened with her thighs, she had a botch, whatever, is
Yeah.
because the fat cells died. So you have to be very careful. Oh, not every fat cell is going to remain healthy when they leave the body and they transfer it. So can you see that there's so many risks? There's so many risks that in this whole process, and that's why for me personally, I don't think it's a good idea, right? So again, your weight fluctuates. A lot of them, you see them that are losing weight, see their face, they are using Ozempic and all of these things. Of course, the fat is disappearing, right?
Hmm.
And to finish answering your
Yeah.
question as well, if there's also excess fat, remember, I don't know if you were here from the beginning, Miss sis Mom Shame, where I said this girl that passed, this Elena girl, what
Yeah.
happened with her was when because the first doctor told her there's no space in her body for for more fat. One of the things they
Eh?
tried to do to fix the situation was to now remove the fat they put inside. So when there's excessive fat, like all these people that have the obnoxiously big bombs, obviously they
Hmm.
can remove some of it, just the way they remove this from the waist, and the stomach and
Okay.
the bum. It can remove some of it if it's excessive. But most people they remove some and the rest they just work out and they lose weight naturally and it goes and it goes.
Hmm.
I have one more question to answer.
Okay,
Am
Abby, wait to no verse. I just want to quickly chip in this additional question. Do BBL have sizes? Like, because
Yes.
I'm imagining now, when I'm 75, I show you my 75 years old picture. So, like, when I'm 75 now, and then maybe I can begin to feel like David, and I can't need a girl to touch me before body go wake up. So if I want to find girl with you wake the body up, and the girl come tell me, say, sir, you have to arrange for my BBL first. I want to price the BBL. How I go take know how to price? BBL get size like size 10, size
Okay.
32, just the way
So
we may get size for everything. You get size?
yes. So for instance, let's say I wouldn't say size like numbers, right? So of course, for the
Eh.
boobs, before the boobs, there's numbers, of course, with the implants and all. So that's different. But for bum, most of the time you have a mood board. So most of the girls, at the end of the day, everybody is getting their inspiration from somebody before. Let's be very honest. So
Mm-hmm.
what I hear is that you go to the doctor and say, Doctor, I want Toke Makiwa's body. I love Toke Makiwa's body. Doctor, we're supposed to advise you. Your frame is not the same as Toke Makiwa's frame. I don't advise that you go for her. She's taller than you. You shot her. Doctors will advise. You will go there and say, I just want something natural. So you tell your Uncle Ben, it's like a consultation, right? You pay for a
Mm-hmm.
consultation. You go for a consultation. You tell the doctor what you don't like, what you like. I want to remove some fat from my arms. I don't like my arms. I want to remove fat from here, fat from there. And this is how I want. I want natural. I want this. I want whatever. And you guys discuss it. And then they take it from there pretty much. Most of the time, they have a mood board. So they do literally a sketch. They do a sketch.
Mm-hmm.
They show you this is what we're going to do, this is where we'll take out from. Yeah, so you take pictures. I don't know if you've ever seen any BBL page. They do markings on your body with white chalk, like
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
they show you what they want to do. They talk you through it. So remove here, remove there, your desired. But most of the time, you go. I hear that a lot of girls they go with somebody else, a celebrity's body. Drea Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
I like Drea Michelle's body. Then the doctor will advise you based off of your current weight, your current size, your current height, and tell you if it will work or not. And then you take it from there. And one of the issues I forgot to mention that I had recently with somebody, with a I don't know the person that did her BBL. It was one of these stupid Lagos hospitals that have been trending on the island. The doctor
Yeah.
did a BBL on a woman that was extremely overweight. And
Ah,
everybody knows that with
why would
BBL,
she need a BBL?
because you know that sometimes Uncle Ben can be overweight, but you know it's not about, I know I was saying earlier that it's not always about size, it's sometimes about shape. Some women can be overweight,
Yeah.
have bomb, or they don't, you know, they'll be shaped oddly in quotes, right? So people always
Mhm.
forget that BBL and bomb bomb man is not always about size. Sometimes it's about shape. And that's why I was trying to explain that. So there's some people that they don't even get that much done. They just want their bombs to be more pointy or more whatever, or they just want their hips to.
Mm.
Some people don't even, it's not about size for some people, it's about shape. And that's why someone that is overweight will still say, my arms are a bit too flappy, I want to take that out. Would you understand? They want more in their
Okay.
body. But the problem here is not that. It's the fact that if you're overweight, you're supposed to be advised to lose some weight first and get to a healthy weight for the surgery to be successful. That's the problem
Yeah.
with this lady. So that's what I'm saying, that Lagos doctors are doing the most, because there's no reason why they should have done surgery on this particular woman that was trending on the internet a couple of weeks ago. It could have gone left. She's supposed to have been advised to lose
Right.
some weight first before they do it, right?
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
last question,
Absolutely, you are right.
yeah. And so he asked a question about Abby. Please, Abby, please explain the spiritual aspect. This was when I was talking about men and the date scene and how they choose one man. So I heard that a lot of these men, the girls, and it's oh god, the risk is too much. And then Uncle Ben is
Mm.
asking me that if when I do I see regret on their face? Who no go regret? Some of these people, look at
Mm.
what happened with this is not the same, it's slightly different, right? But it's
Yeah.
similar to the kind of risk that women take. Look at that Blessing CEO's husband, IVD, the ex-wife. Look at what we heard allegedly that she was doing for her husband. And look at where things are now, unfortunately. Is similar. There's women that go into stuff. They know what the men do. You know that this your man that you're with is part of one. See,
Don't worry. We all know. We all know.
you know
It's
this
an
thing,
you just say the man is Odogun plus.
the man is Odogu
Odogun
plus, right?
plus. Yeah.
You know
Mm-hmm.
the repercussions. You even know stories like what is going on with Doris and them lots. You know stories of the things that he does. You think you're
Yeah.
safe. So you're scared of him because you know that if he tells you no man is allowed to touch you, you know what he means.
Mm.
True. You know
Mm.
what he means because you know where he goes and he thinks that he knows.
Mm.
But you are just looking for instant gratification.
Yeah.
And
And then you
you're not
sign
even
up.
scared. Thank you. So Uncle Ben, a lot of them they are living in fear. Is it that one story of that year of hey God, I beg, don't go talk too much. Oh.
Yeah. 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 Just code it. Code it, baby.
Yeah,
Code it.
it's because that some of these gist I know it from people that I know in real life. It's not that.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes just like let me not gonna give somebody secret away. Oh. So there's this gist that was going around about a few Lagos babes that used to eat like raw chicken that they cook in some kind of concussion and stuff. The things that
Yeah.
happen in that Lagos.
Yeah.
The things that happen in that Lagos.
Ah.
Hmm. They will put
Hey.
their mama somewhere
Ah.
in Lagos, inside Lagos Island. Will give them these herbs and whatever. The way they will cook chicken, like they will eat it. They will cook chicken inside the water. The cook chicken will not done, no. They will eat it and whatever. Your top girls, they say that in fact that woman is their top woman. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Which mom of five okra water is juju. That one is normal something. That one is not juju. I talk about juju pro max here to
Yeah.
so the spiritual aspect of this thing and the stories that I've heard, the things that we've heard is not. And you have to ask yourself, where me, I'm sitting down here, I'm a fine girl. Why is it that these men are not chasing me? It's because
Mm.
they are chasing the girls that are doing more. And when I say
Mm.
doing more, it's not because they are farther than you. It's because they are doing more. If you know, you know. I'm not even trying
But
to. You will look at
but
yourself.
Abby,
I'm very
I don't know. What it with this men? I don't get it. I can
Obadiah
understand.
said. I move a motion of adjournment on this matter. Too sensitive, please. I beg. Me say before I will not sleep well this night. God, I beg. Cover
No,
myself
you
with
will
this.
sleep well. Just forget about it. It's just a gist. As for okay, are we going to say we don't know all of these things is happening? Where we came from, we know it's happening now. It's just that it's becoming too realistic because we are now seeing the outcome. Do you know how many of them are on social media now crying every day? Not be one they fight pastor, court you no gree go, pastor you no gree leave alone. They fight everybody. So, do you think that is ordinary eye? It's as a result of the life they've lived before. Eh? Auntie we come out recently now, we go to Honest Bunch. We go to tell them, call me a doctor. Auntie
Is
said
it,
get
is it
issues. So a lot of
empirical?
people, you say?
I say she said it's empirical that you give people their honors.
Yeah, so there are many of these so-called big girls, big ladies, city girls, that if you do know what is behind all the G-Wagon, do you see the rate at which they are buying them vehicles nowadays? Even me
Uncle
waiting
Ben,
Yankee
that's
at
why
the
I'm
fear.
saying that
When I
when
see
we're
those
giving
luxury vehicles, like Abby,
Uncle
the way
Ben,
they are even announcing it is crazy, is
Uncle
scary.
Ben, that's what I'm saying that when
Oh,
some people are giving you GC, we say you don't know what's going on. Lagos,
mm,
everybody is suffering. Eh? Me, and
mm,
that's what I always say.
mm.
Uncle Ben, let me even kind of go off topic a little bit. I was talking to somebody about we're talking about this Sophia and the video custody thing, right? And that
Mhm.
aspect of the money that she was requesting that year, and it's been a lot. We started laughing, right? At the third, so we're three in the conversation. We started laughing at the third person. The third person is British born and raised, but Nigerian, right? Nigerian parents. And then me and the other
Mhm.
friend, Nigerian born and raised from Lagos. One of my other friend is from Port Harcourt. I'm from Lagos, as you know, born and raised in Lagos. We're talking about this thing. I said, you don't understand what's going on in Lagos. That money that
Mm,
Sophia was asking for nanny,
mm,
$15,000. You think it's a lot? Uncle Ben, Uncle Dio,
mm.
please, if you know this, she said and confirm. All of these socialites in Lagos now all have Filipino nannies.
Are you
Wearing,
kidding me? For what?
I'm not kidding you. Wearing scrubs up and down Lagos. They dress like they're going to hospital and they wear scrubs and crocs. Uncle
And
Ben.
they are nannies.
There are nannies, Filipino nannies that have. That's why every Nigerian child now from those sort of families in quotes, they have British and American accents. They are going to schools
Oh,
that is
wow.
100 million primary school, 100 million naira a year. They are paying in dollars. You people don't see. You're not coming to complain about what Sophia is like. I beg. Is for Davido or not, she will find a way to pay that 15K because that's what all of them are
No,
doing.
no, no. Don't bring my boy into this one.
No,
Sophia
Uncle
is not
Ben, don't,
collecting
don't,
chichi.
Uncle Ben, don't focus on Davido. Don't change my topic, please. I'm just using
Okay,
them as a case study as to
okay.
how that
You for use
15K.
someone else, so
You
use
thought
Bonner boy. Don't use
no,
my boy.
Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben, let's
Abby.
focus on the story at hand. So for you that
Okay.
were saying that 15K was a lot, forget it's not. See, that's what they are doing in that Lagos now. You see on the backstage, I sent a video of a woman that was doing party packs for her child. I'm like, what is going on here?
Oh
You are
yeah,
doing
I saw
party
that
packs.
video too. I was like,
They have
is
deleted
that
it
like a
now.
business package or what?
Uncle Ben, there's YouTubers here, if you know, that are doing that kind of thing as well. I've been seeing them now. All these
Wow.
mommy Zion and them lost that are doing party pack and whatever for their children. Listen, I'm not even here to say don't give your children the world. But when did we go from putting one Ribena, one Capri Sun in children's pack to one carton of Ribena, one carton of biscuits, one
Yeah,
carton? Uncle Ben, I
that
don't
is
know if
doing too much.
you understand? That's where Nigeria is at now, unfortunately.
And then
Thank
we
you.
will be asking the question, where is the money coming from?
Thank you. Even with the children as well. All of these children on TikTok that are doing, the mothers are doing school runs. All of them are entering G-Wagon to school. All
Yeah,
of them, they're always entering G-Wagon to school.
the competition is crazy.
You understand? So when
Mhm.
I say I will go to Lagos, I will sit down. You just see 3 children, 3 nannies. So you are telling me that one child has one nanny, and the nanny is foreign looking from the Philippines, wearing scrub and crocs. I are telling, and so that, and this is the
And
15.
those jobs that are supposed to belong to Nigerian women, who now that they give Filipinos, so Abby.
Thank you. And then even now, Uncle Ben, if you can speak English, you might as well leave Access Bank. The only reason why you can work at Access Bank or work at KPMG Nigeria now at this point is because you want your CV to be tight. You are better off working as a nanny, because now they're looking for people that can speak English, because nobody wants their. Me, when I was growing up, my nanny would speak half English. My mom would tell her, please, that's not how to speak the English. Now they come with British and American accents. Uncle Ben. When I was growing up, my nanny was speaking half English. Abby, come bath. Now you're hearing Tiara, Jaden, come have your bath, come take a shower. That's what the nannies are speaking now in Nigeria. They play.
Hey, you see.
They play.
Hey, you see Wahala now. So, but where is the money coming from? So, in other words, all this Odogun Plus is a big deal now, right?
Uncle Ben.
Odogun Plus is a big deal. I think me too. I have to go and do Odogun Plus now. All I need is 2 BBL girls to make sure the plus is really plus.
The one that even makes me even scream is the one where you have 3 children, you have 3 nannies, as in 1 nanny per child. Since when did this one start? I'm not thinking. I was even talking to my brother the other day. I say I was not born with a silver spoon at this point. These ones, their spoon are diamond. These ones, people say, "Oh, I was born with a silver spoon." These ones were born with diamond spoon, because what?
Abby, your sister don't go Bora Bora again. Your sister Biba is a criminal. Sister Biba, we go sue you. Biba said, my son once got a tablet in Parry Park in Lagos. Thank God we jackpot before his birthday reach. Because what? Me, he juice and biscuits.
Maybe notebook and pencil.
When I tell you, say, this people are my younger sister, I feel do this kind of thing. What lie. You cannot come and oppress me, die. Now, what in my power is now I go do.
Sister Biba, yes, it's been happening for a while, but I think what's talking is how they've now started to wear uniforms. A lot of them are foreign. The nannies are foreign. The nannies are British, American, or they have British American accents. That one is the one that I can't get over. And then even the kids now, they will put the nanny in one car. They'll put the kids in one car. I don't know what's going on.
May God help us.
It's not even necessary. That's my point.
Yeah.
I can't even think of how I'll be rich. And honestly, I sometimes when I say this, I say maybe because I'm not rich yet, but I can't think of what will make me that rich. And my thing would be that, okay, I can take my children on holiday. They can see the world. I can give them the best tutors, home tutors. I want you to go for music class, the best extracurricular activities. No, I will leave that one and decide that I want my nannies to wear scrubs. I want my nannies. As they do some things, I'm just like, let's be honest. It has nothing to do with how much you have. It has a lot more to do with just being elitist. Just being elitist. That's what it is. Because that video now I'm talking about is short, and I've been seeing those videos for a while now on the internet of like all of these.
The birthday pack and all these things.
Even the food. Have you seen when they're packing food for the child? No child eats this food. I've been babysitting children since I was 14 years old. There is no.
I think it is because we have this culture of waste in Nigeria. It's because of the cost of waste and this our competitive mannerism. Everything is a competition. Everybody tries to impress everybody. I think that's what led to them using their kids as an excuse now to flaunt their ill-gotten wealth and all of that. But anyway, myself, I want Odogun Plus. Abby, can you supply me 2 BBL ladies?
Can stop. How much will you pay me?
May we negotiate? I need 2 BBL ladies.
No. I just remember that. Wait, what? Uncle Ben, I'm talking to Uncle Ben. Of course not, Uncle Ben.
Abby, you know now, not be say I won't misbehave. I don't want misbehave. I just want to make sure say my Odogun Plus is Odogun Plus. That's all I'm saying. I'm tired of working. Let me begin to dash people G-Wagon. You know? Make all these small baby girls call me. Hey, Papa Ben, you know.
Papa
my
said,
birthday is coming and I just need a 3-bedroom apartment in Banana Island.
don't
And
worry,
I'll
Uncle
just tell
Ben.
her,
Real
okay,
family
baby,
are
you get
going to
it.
spend the money if you don't have what you want to do with the money. After you finish taking care of my auntie, bless
Mm.
everybody, you give us the rest. Let's go to Bora Bora so that we can leave your neck. You don't have to go and spend it on BBL
No
girls.
worry, your auntie will be here. Your auntie will be fine here, Abby.
BBL
Now,
girls that
Nigeria,
go
we
to
go to
that
put that
eating
kind
raw
of rush.
chicken. You want to go and
Eh?
tangle yourself people that are eating raw chicken.
No, all this one, they no go eat raw chicken. But after they wear pants for BBL, may they just put the pants, put them for line up, bring them for me. That's all. That's all I need. Okay?
Uncle.
For my Odogun Plus.
Mm,
I'm just kidding, no, I beg.
of course you
I
are
no
kidding.
want I no
Everybody
want sleep.
knows you.
Make evil come begin go there for chase me, I beg. I
Yes.
love my life like this as I did like this. Mba. If not,
Same Jones. Odogun Plus may reduce your lifespan by half. When they start all those Nollywood films you used to watch with Kanayo, and them lots, when they come and say you cannot do this, you can only live another extra 20 years. Now so.
mm-hmm,
December saying
mm-hmm,
poverty mentality they run mad in Nigerian elite. Honestly. Three scrubs wearing nannies for one child. It's crazy. Oh.
yeah.
The first time I saw it, I was even with my dad at one place like that where it was like an outdoor pool, whatever, like outdoor space, and they have a pool where children do swimming lessons. That was the first time I saw it, like a couple years ago, like maybe just before COVID. I said, I was looking at them, I was just saying, why are nurses following the children? Are the children ill? My father said, which one is nurses? It was
Okay,
from my own father.
Abi, I beg. You know, say now for the Cap Central, now we old school like me, now there now we dey learn about things where they go on
Mm.
nowadays. Which day you come here, come help us explain this makeup um fantasy, abi obsession. No, obsession. Makeup obsession. And we go start with Apostle Doctor. I've known Apostle Doctor for how many years now? Almost 25 years. Now I don't know Apostle Doctor. Apostle Doctor have always been on this extra makeup. So, may we give you time, may you go do your research, may you go explain to us because old school like me, I need to understand it. I need to understand the lashes. I can't even watch the interview where Dr. Apostle do because all I was seeing was just the eyelashes and that excessive foundation and whatever they add upon with the makeup. And the eyebrow that is always like 180 degree all the time. What is the problem? I need to understand.
Maybe,
Seriously.
maybe next show we will.
Okay. And also, can you come and help us break it down? Why is it that women in their 50s to 60, they are now seriously competing with younger women with respect to fashion?
How will I break it down when I'm not 50 or 60 now, please?
You know, say you usually pay attention to details. I just want to understand it. Because I'm seeing a lot of aunties now. They no one agree. I'm telling you, they no one agree. The last time I did a coverage, I almost ran into trouble. The auntie that I was talking to,
Do you think that it's
you know,
also us? Do you think it's also us? Because me, I know that I used to like not force my mom, but encourage my mom. In a sense, like, do you think that Gen Z have also like put their moms in these situations? I feel like that's kind of part of our jobs. Because me
Abby,
now,
100%.
my father cannot be going out now. I will not see what he's wearing. No. In fact, my father went for something to give a talk in like army one thing today. I said you send me the suit and the tie and everything. Send me pictures, send me videos, send me. My parents cannot. I don't remember the
Kilo
last.
day, Abby. What did daddy do you? Send you
No,
picture,
because
send
you're
you video.
asking
What's
for
your
that
problem?
embarrassing outside.
Are you doing fashion police for my daddy?
Yeah, my
Abby,
dad
coach,
knows.
coach,
I finished. I
coach.
did this time. I said, "Let me see you. Let me good. We are good to go." Same thing with my mom. Before my mom passed, like you would not me go embarrass outside, because yeah. So I think it's us too. Maybe we're the ones that cause these things for our moms and aunties.
In fact, I like that. I like that for the first time you admit that Gen Zs are the problem we have in this world now. Gen
But
Z are
as,
the
as a Gen
serious
X,
problem we are
why is
having.
as Gen X, why is Gen Z controlling you?
Because you people have changed the whole narrative. We can no longer dress normal and go out now. The same
No,
thing you are doing right
not
now,
normal.
I'm passing through the same thing. I'm a simple
People
person.
just
I
dress
want,
nice. No, it's not that. No, you're a simple person does not mean that you now wear orange shirts, green top, purple shoe, because you're a simple person. So that's the job of children. Say, no, actually, Dad, I think that this top will go better. I think that these shoes will go better. That's all. No,
una,
not that we're
generation own
telling
too
you,
much.
not that we want you to dress like Chuksike. That's not what we're saying. Not like we
No,
want you.
una generation own too much, Abby. Did you know that one of my sneakers disappeared from my house? I love that sneaker so much.
That's kind of thing I
Anytime I
can
want
do.
to come out, PM. Anytime I come out, PM. That sneaker disappear inside my house.
Kind of thing I can do.
Why?
Since you don't want to throw it away, you to disappear. Since you don't want to agree, since you want to be a
I'm
hoarder,
telling you, una
since
be
you want to
problem
be a
Gen
hoarder,
Z.
you to disappear. Because what happened is still good. Do you know how much I bought it? And so what? It is ugly. It is ugly.
It's not bad, but I'm
You know
just
how much I
saying
bought
that
it, eh?
the more I look now, I can see the problem that we are having currently. The way our aunties are dressing now, the I don't want to say they are doing too much, but it's beginning to look like competition in my eyes. So if you can recharge that and bring to Recap Central, we need to know. Okay.
I'll figure it out.
All
So
right. Other than that, thank you for having me. Make a the run they go. Am I
bye.
free to leave?
If you
Bye,
want
Abby. Thanks for having me. And next time, you and your sister should not be bullying me. I know they like make people make people they ambush me. I was on the road earlier. When I just ambush me with Shioma, we need to have a discussion about that. Thank you very much, Abby. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow.
bye, Uncle Ben. See you later. As when you're saying Filipino nannies are still just so back then, and so he actually had one of my grandparents' friends that had even staff and all. And I grew up in the military, so there was some of all those top military people back then as well that had this stuff. But Anthony, the issue is how rampant it is. That time we knew who it was. We knew the kind of family you had to come from. We knew that your name, when they called the name, it would shake. This is the family. But now everybody has it. That's why I use Sophia as an example. I was using to say that Davido or not, Sophia and her friends, that's the life that they live. But what does Sophia do for a living that enables her to pay $15,000 for a nanny? Do you understand? That's why I used her. I did not use any, I did not say Dangote, I did not say Otedola. I'm using a regular socialite. What are you doing that you need 15 Filipino? Do you understand? But and then when you hear Imade speak, Imade is raised in Nigeria. Do you understand? Imade raised in Nigeria, see her accents, because that is kind of, when they finish, they will pay 50 million naira a year for primary school. What is a 10-year-old child doing in from secondary school? I understand it. Thank you. Tiwa Savage also has exactly, and that's her friend. You don't want her to carry last. That she should not ask Davido for 15,000. That's what they are doing. Davido give her money. He doesn't give her money. That is the nanny that she will still use. Because that is what they're all doing. All them Laura Ikeji. And they have to ask yourself how, I don't know. But yeah. So, but when we were growing up, we knew the people that had the things that they had. And even me that I'm talking, I'm someone that I grew up in the military, so I always had lots of domestic staff around me, from the uniform one to the non-uniform one, especially when we moved to JRA, when that was a bit higher up. So these things are normal. It's not like they're difficult to understand. But now everybody, one Yahoo boy will set himself. Look at that babe, Tanya. Does anybody know Tanya or Motayo? Because I don't know if anybody knows her. Let me see if I can find her picture. She's hey God, that be you don't come with more gist or gist that does not concern you. What is even today's topic? Oh God, no, let me not come and arrest me. Oh, because why have I brought Tanya into this gist now? Why? Anyway, Tanya Omotayo now, for instance, does anybody know who she married? She married a known. Well, apparently now they're going through a divorce or something. This is Hasha. She used to date which picture now? All her pictures are not very clear. I don't know why. She used to date Z Wizkid now. Wizkid. I don't know why pictures on Google are not clear, but that's Tanya Amotayo, right? Tanya, right? The person that she married and has kids with now is a Lagos big boy, a known Yahoo boy, allegedly. Does anybody know the popular club and restaurant called what's the name of that club again? Jaja. Does anybody know that place? He's one of the co-owners. And a lot of times, a lot of these people, they invest in nightlife because Yahoo boys are nightlife now 5 and 6. They love it. That's their life, right? Allegedly, allegedly, please, right? Zaza, that's it. Thank you. So they are, he's a known, I'm not even joking, he's a known Yahoo boy. He's a known Yahoo boy, allegedly. And now they said they're going through separation, blah blah blah. I don't know how true that is. But anyway, so he has that. He has a clothing store as well. He's also co-owner of not Polo Avenue, not the other one. There's a third one that is somewhat popular. So there's Polo Avenue, there's Ashlocks, and there's a third luxury store. So you see the way we have I don't know US people, I don't know what to use for people, but in London we have Selfridges, we have Harrods, and then maybe we will say we have Harvey Nichols, right? So Harrod is the big one. So Harrods of Lagos would be Polo Avenue, right? Selfridges of Lagos would be Ashlocks. So the Harvey Nichols of Lagos, which is the third luxury department store, would be this store I'm talking about. He's also a co-owner of that store and all, right? Even her nonsense shop. Hey, Abby, slow down, slow down. That's not what I'm supposed to do on Recap Central. Oh, hey, whoa. Hey, whoa. That's not what I'm supposed to do on Recap Central. Anyway, we see Tanya. So, yeah. So, that's what the guy does, apparently, allegedly. And I'm just even giving you an example, allegedly, of how there's people that are just there living. So that her store, her nice, beautiful store that she has, are people seeing what she's selling? And everything's always out of stock. I'm telling you that if I start bringing gist now to this place, it will look so, there'll be no difference between me and gist lover. Let me just be going. Let me go to bed. Uncle Ben, why are you back, sir? Or maybe it's a mistake. There will be no difference between me and just lovers. Let's go to bed. Let's go to bed. Good night. Good night. But yeah, so these are the things that happen in Lagos. She now finish. When they finish, they will now do store. When they finish, they will do salon. Hi! Salon and nail. Every corner of Lagos, they have nail store. Every corner. How many of us are doing nails, sister, brother? People should slow down. They're always doing nail. They're always starting nail shop. They're always starting salon. Always starting salon. Hey, oh God, no, Abby, go to bed. Abby, close your mouth. Abby, close your mouth. But yeah, if anybody saying you must finish the gist, that's the gist now. Which other gist do you want me to give? Tanya Omotayo says she's a fashion entrepreneur. She has a boutique that every time you go and buy clothes. Even me, I want to buy clothes. Every time you go and buy clothes, 50,000, Tanya. So is this 50,000 naira clothes that the thread is something is falling out like this? This one 95,000, this 100,000 is what I used to go and be spraying dollars in Zaza. Okay, if you say so, But yeah, that's it. Oh, any small thing, come with me on the journey to start my salon. Come with me on the journey to start my own nail studio, my own pedicure, my own manicure with 2 workers. With two nail techs, sister. Anyway, it is well. Before I will go and start nail studio next week, now everybody will say that's me, so I'm doing something. So let me just close my mouth. Let me close my mouth. Anyway, Sha, That's all. I thought she has a children's book. But see, that's what we're saying here now. And to be very, very honest, right? I used to really look at that business, right? So we talked about Tokema Kinwa and her bags and whatever business. There's a lot of people that bought it. But I always say this, even when I think about starting like my own fashion line and all, I always say this, right? One of the issues that I have is I think I can sell out my first collection, but the problem is subsequent collections. Do you understand? So that's the thing. Like your hype, your popularity can sell out 1, 2 collections, but continuity is the issue. Now, in terms of reviews, I've heard really good things about Tokemakiwa Beauty. I've heard really good things about Diadem's Beauty as well. Diadem Beauty by AD. That's it. Beauty by AD, right? I've heard so many good things. But the thing again is that, let's be very honest, is that how you guys, let's go to bed, okay? It's been a nice one. Thank you very much for joining me. Recap Central. I don't know what I don't obviously there's time for the next one, but there's not that many trendy. That's why we've come to this point of talking off topic, really, because there's not that many trendy gists. But yeah, the things that's going on in Lagos, I thought she was a posh babe. And she's posh now. She's posh. Same you say, Abby, which year fashion should they push? Yes, now, sis. That's what I'm saying. That's the point, is that it's always just a front. Like it always is. It always is. No continuity, honestly. And then everybody wants to even tell me about this BBL talk we're talking about. You don't understand that there's even a very big business thing behind BBL. Now let's even take it there. Why did Vicky James need to do BBL? Why did Tubo need to do BBL? Are they necessarily sleeping with men? I don't think so. I know some of Tubo's exes, allegedly. They are normal babes that are very successful. It's not even about men. But even those ones, they wanted to push a certain body. I think Vicky James looked at herself and decided that this is the body that I think would sell my clothes. And she wasn't wrong. And that's why when they want to sew Ashobi for you in Lagos today, they will put bomb and hips. Because that's what they're selling. That's what I was trying to explain, where it's not always about men. Some people have an idea of what they think is society is. I don't know how to explain it. If you get it, you get it. Because Vicky James, that is that woman of that. I'm not here to say she was never doing anything or whatever, but I'm just even saying where some people actually looked at themselves and decided that they need to be what they consider the it girls, and this is what the it girls are doing. For instance, they will tell you Lagos starter pack. You have one MS Oran sandals, you have one Birkin, you have one Lady Dior, and then you're a Lagos big girl. And obviously, you always have to have one of those like fancy boo-boos, kimonos. If you have money for Banke Kuku, you go for it. If you don't, you go for all the ones that them TMO International and them lots they sell. That's like 100,000 naira. But that's your starter pack, and you're good to go. And then sunglasses and hair, one hair, bone straight, one bone straight, one body wave. You are good to go, right? So there's a starter pack at the end of the day for Lagos girls as well. Anyway, guys, it's 11:30. Oh, hey, 90-minute show. Hey, whoa. It's done. Anyway, Sis Joyce is saying Vicky said she didn't do the BBL. She will not tell you that she did BBL. What of Bam Bam? She was married. That's what I was trying to explain, before you came in, that for Bam Bam, she did a mommy makeover. But society makes us believe that mommy makeover is better because there's a reason and is a reward. You've given birth to children, and it makes sense. I always say this as well, where there's no point in changing your body in your 20s. You don't know what your body is still doing, right? So I think that's whole thing of is a mommy makeover, so is well deserved. But mommy makeover is still plastic surgery. It's still, they will still touch here. All of them will do lipo. Some will do only boobs. Some will do the whole full package, right? Uncle Ben was even asking a question about pricing. That's how they price as well. They do packages of, you want to do this and that's the price. You want to do only one, that's the price. They do packages as well. And then sometimes maybe the more you do package, it now becomes a package deal pretty much, where if you do this and that, then you can get 10% off. Of course, plastic surgeons will do it. And this is not even a Nigerian thing. It's across the world as well. Even like renowned cosmetic surgeons as well. They do the same thing with the package deals as well. Anyway, Too many nails, I'm telling you, especially that Lagos, they're always opening. So I just say, Abby, finish Gis. I finished though. Abby and Gis, I was about to sleep. I'm sat. Since you better go to bed, we are finished. Starter pack. Yeah. That MS Orans. If MS knows what they are doing in Lagos, oh God. Packaging, no bad there. Lagos, they do follow very little individuality. Honestly, to be honest, it's not even a Lagos thing, no. They do it in London too. There, every part of the world, there's a look, a stereotypical look. Do you understand? You see the ones that you say is London girls. You see the one that you say is New York girls. There's always a stereotypical look that everybody just jumps to the bandwagon. There's that one popular or couple popular people that start a trend and everybody just jumps on it, you know? So that's it really. Anyway, thank you so much for joining Recap Central. I'll catch you all same time next week. And we'll take someone saying I don't think Bam Bam did anything. Bam Bam did, she did Bam Bam did, she actually was open about it. She has a documentary on her YouTube channel about the process. So she's not even one of those ones that is lying about it. She did a documentary and she took us along with her. And again, as you see, Bam Bam's own, you can see that it looks good. That's what we're talking about. Where some people, it looks good, they don't make it their personality. Bam Bam dresses normal. Sometimes she wears tight fitting clothes. Sometimes she wears loose fitting clothes. Sometimes she wears jeans. Sometimes she wears trousers. She's not here shaking bum bum or doing certain poses. So she's not made it her. Although she's a married woman that has kids, she's not made it her personality. And that's why I'm saying where some girls really make it their personality. And for me, that's why which angle is this one? That's why she left her husband. No, that's no, it hasn't to do with her husband. She's done it a while back. This husband thing, she did it before she came back to acting. This husband thing is very recent. It has nothing to do with the husband. And even the gist about the husband. Hey God, people don't want me to live here this night too. This gist about Bam Bam and her husband. We do not are we not hearing the rumors that allegedly it's the husband that cheated with one girl from BBN that they've had issues with for years. You know, BBN, the way BBN is set up, with when you date somebody from BBN and know, sometimes there's other people that wanted them in the house and then they kind of, you become rivals with the person. That's kind of how BBN culture is. So, yeah, that's allegedly is even the one that was moving mad, allegedly, according to the rumors, but we don't have any confirmed gist anyway. So Bam Bam explained she gained a lot of weight after childbirth, and that's why she did hers. Exactly. You know, and if you know anything about, and it is not a deal breaker in that industry. Yeah, cheating is not always a deal breaker in that industry. I get it, but I'm just even saying that it might not be a deal breaker as per divorce, but it can cause separation, temporary separation. It can cause people to not be on the best of terms. Whether or not you come back together and fix things, of course, there will be an issue. Abby, you said, wow, Teddy, yeah. And you know that if you remember their trajectory, BBN as well, there was this whole nonsense talk about how Bam Bam did not exactly fit what they expected. Because Teddy A just came from America that time now. He was a rapper. He was a rap artist from America. So people were expecting him to go for the person that they believed was the baddie in the house. Do you understand? Was the baddie in the house. So let's be honest, according to society standards, Bam Bam was not exactly the baddie. Bam Bam was also like a pastor's daughter. Is a pastor's daughter. All of that stuff. And remember the gist, they now ended up bonding. There was even so many things in the diary room where Bam Bam would make it clear that she really, really likes Teddy. Teddy would not make it clear. It would be a bit funny. All of that stuff. You know how it goes. And then eventually they now had Bedmatics on TV. Does anybody remember? And her father was even mad because he's a pastor, blah, blah, blah. And then somehow she got pregnant. They got married because she got pregnant. So I'm saying this to say that the foundation is not even that great. So I don't know why people are making it seem like it had to be about Odogo or anything. Was their foundation great? Was their foundation great? Did they get married because they were ready for marriage, wanted to get married? Did Bam Bam even consider her the sort of person that he would marry? Or was it because she was pregnant? So these are the issues. So, but recently, I think it was like last week or 2 weeks ago, there's been a rumor going about that Teddy A has been messing with some BBN girl, blah, 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 blah. And that is what has caused their recent issue, pretty much. So I don't think their trajectory is I'm not shocked. that we've gotten to this point. I just actually feel like I even thought we were going to get to this point way early. Like, no disrespect to their marriage at all. I actually thought that it would be earlier. It wasn't, their foundation wasn't great, in my opinion. Let me just saying, if you see Bam Bam on BBM before kids, she was very, very slim. Yes, very, very slim. Even her face, very slim. Even when she married herself, she was still slim. So you can see from her down that from her, you can see from her down, she gained plenty weight. Yeah, absolutely. She did. But me saying she carries that BBL well. It doesn't look like a BBL. If you do not know her before, you wouldn't know. And if you didn't have the gist, you wouldn't know. Anyway, guys, let's go to bed before another. Let's just end the live now before another gist comes up. Before another gist comes up, let's be going. All right, good night, everybody. See you later. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back next week, same time, Wednesday, about between 8 and 8:30 UK time. I don't know what the gist is going to be about. So just be based off of what I see that I feel like talking about, really. Anyway, catch you later. Bye.